next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
We're back on a Friday. It's Crunch Time here on Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 weekdays. I'm your host, Jeff Iafrate. You got my co-host, my guy, Booner. We got KG. We got Caleb Zarnick.
Yo.
I mean, this back wall is just absolutely disrespectful, but it's laying down the line and laying down the show and what we're going to talk about today. We got on the far left here of your screen, Jalen Duren. What's going on with him? Is he going to sign an extension with the Detroit Pistons, or is it going to be a sign and trade? Is he going to be somewhere else? Who could the Pistons get? We're going to be joined by Detroit Kool-Aid, Detroit Pistons beat writer for Woodward Sports. He's coming back, working OT with us. Talk about it. And then the guy in the middle, Taron Arnold, who was just recently arrested. And yesterday had his, first day in court technically, but not technically, kind of foreshadowing everything that's going to happen with TA. We posted all of that on Woodward Sports, which, by the way, Woodward Sports has been on top of all the TA coverage. So if you're not following us on social media, I don't know what you're doing. But big shout out to all the guys here, the social team, the people that handle all the socials and everything that comes with that. We were on top of it all. And then Trajan Langdon, what's this guy up to? He's smiling. What does he have planned? We'll talk about all that as well. But big show planned for today.
Should be fun. Yeah, I'll say this. Off air, we've had a lot of everyone in the office, I think, this morning has had a lot of heated discussions.
Neil took a left turn, came back into the back office.
Yeah.
And you guys started yelling at him.
In the middle of a break, a big D-Energy break, Neil comes in the back and he starts talking about Jalen Duren, and him and I got in a screaming match back and forth. Literally a screaming match. If you were there, if you were probably an outsider and didn't know what either of us, you probably would have thought we were about to just fist fight each other out of nowhere. That was the screaming match.
It sounded crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
It was. We were young. We were going at it. But then after, it's like, hey, man, that was fun.
It's Bourbon Friday.
It sounded like a dad and a teenage son just at odds.
Hey, Neil off the bourbon, man. He just gets going a little bit.
No, he does.
And sometimes you got to check him. You got to yell back. You can't just let him yell. You got to yell back a little bit.
Yeah.
It should be a fun conversation, though. I think the Jalen Duren thing today is going to be the most interesting thing because I'm interested. I didn't get to see a lot in the Big D Energy chat or even on Twitter where the fans are at with the Jalen Duren stuff. It feels like it's like a split down the middle thing. So I'm interested to see where people are at with it and just have a conversation that's like, what's actually going to happen and what's more realistic for the Pistons.
And then I also have some names that we could throw around and discuss, and maybe that could be potential names for the Pistons if they were to do a sign and trade, or just guys that could join the Pistons in general. So we'll have that conversation. Who's going to be the next addition for the Detroit Pistons? They are big game hunting. That has been reported, so it'll be fun to talk about all that. But I do want to bring up some of this Taron Arnold stuff because yesterday we talked about a lot of what happened, why it happened, what's going on with it. Obviously, we only have so much information at this point, and as it continues to come out, we will update you guys. I'm sure Dave Burkett's already been on it. Same with all of Detroit Lions media. Woodward Sports has been on it, so you should be following it. But I found this out after the show, and honestly, that it's on me for, I'm a host. I should have already known this, but I don't know if it was released after the show or not. But we were discussing the whole crime or the alleged crime that occurred with Taron Arnold and how, he was originally robbed and then he went and got revenge basically and was the orchestrator of getting revenge on the said robbers. But then it comes out that these guys weren't even the people that robbed him. Which, was that information we knew before?
I had no clue. I was watching the Heavies last night. I was in the studio sitting there. And all of a sudden, I can't remember if it was Spenny or Easy brought that up or someone said it. And I was like, wait a second. Mm-hmm. That was something that I was very unaware of, that they just essentially went after to go get their money and they got the two wrong guys in the whole situation. That should, if you're going out there to commit a crime, I'm saying commit crimes, do it right, at least. Get the right guys.
Dude, it was
right? Am I crazy?
No, not at all.
It's like, what are you doing? You got the wrong guy. Like, you're just bad at, like, if you're going to do something like that, man, at least be good at it.
But that's what I mean. Heat of the moment decisions turn out like this.
That's crazy. They had the wrong guys the whole time.
He can't play man-to-man. He can't find his man.
He can't find his man.
Okay, I'm not laughing.
I'm not laughing. That's my new shit. I'm not laughing while I'm laughing.
No, but okay. But I didn't know that. I thought for the whole time we're talking about it, I'm like, all right. But then, I saw it comes out that it wasn't even the right people. So I'm like, what the hell is going on with this situation? And then we see this guy in basically a I don't know if we can use the word on YouTube, but like an off-yourself vest, like the vest he's wearing at the trial there with he's handcuffed and everything. It's just it's absurd. It's crazy. And I know fans it's crazy to see those photos come out about a guy like T.A. And to be honest with you, I did want to share this, and I'm not a lawyer, okay? Clearly. I don't. If there's any lawyers in the chat, please tell me if I'm off on this. But I was actually talking to someone who's in law school yesterday.
Ooh.
All right, I was having a conversation. He's a big sports guy, very bright guy. And I was talking about this TA stuff. And you know what he brought up? And I don't know, again, if there's a lawyer, please call this out if it's incorrect. He said that TA and his defense attorney or his team could try and request that he get tried in Michigan. It's up to the judge.
Yeah, I don't think that's
I don't
gonna
know
work.
if they would end up being like
I don't think that's
sometimes,
going to work.
But true, it probably won't. But sometimes a judge, if you're from the state of Michigan or you live out here or you reside here, sometimes a judge will be like, yeah, you can get tried in Michigan. But if he does that, he's in Detroit Lionsville with the whole jury. It's hard. You're not going to find a jury out here that's not biased with the Detroit Lions. There's
It's going to
no
be like the
frickin' way.
Sorsby thing.
So I don't
Right,
think
yeah.
a judge would do that, but just to think that they'll probably try that to try and get him tried in Michigan.
Yeah.
Because if he's tried in Florida, ain't no one biased.
Oh, it's all right.
I mean, they don't know who you are.
It's over. And in Florida, that's a state that like he's gonna get.
And I mean, I'm sorry,
long
that's
time.
where the crime was committed, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You would think it's
not
gonna end up
looking good.
happening in Florida
Because he said
You
sometimes
would.
there's crimes that are committed in different states, and they'll let the person get tried
Yeah,
where
of
they're
course,
from.
yeah.
Again, this could not apply to a high-profile
It's
professional athlete like you're saying.
and the
Casey.
type of counts he has, no, he's
Probably
not going to
not.
get that.
And
leniency.
and what people don't realize, the Heavy said this yesterday. Credit to them. When you have like prosecutors and the DA's office, all these different people, like the thing with this is they make their living off high-profile cases.
yeah, they want to convict him.
Because they want to keep moving
I
up
told
in
you,
their
yeah.
in the world, right? They want to become governors and they want to become, they want to be the best of the best, right? So when a case like this, as bad as it is, and as much as it sucks, they want this case and they want to make sure that this case goes through and they want to make sure that TA goes to prison because it's a high-profile case. And if you're out there and you're head prosecutor and you're up and you win that case, your
It's a bump to your career.
Your career is going to keep moving and moving. So
That's why I said yesterday they don't want to let him go.
No.
They want to get him with no bond
For
because
sure.
that makes a statement.
And after the show, 1:30, they ended up having he was in court yesterday at 1:30. Ends up no bond as of right now. He has to stay in court Monday morning. There's the what is it called? The pre-trial thing to see what's going to happen while he's waiting for the trial to happen. My guess is
he's going to jail.
he's going to jail until the trial starts. And the trial, who knows when? We see this with everything. Trials take time,
Years.
right?
It could take a
so he
year
could be
or
sitting
two,
in jail
but-
for months, whatever it is, until a trial comes around. So I don't think I got 9:30 in the morning on Monday. We're going to find out what the case is. But I would even think that let's say somehow he gets out on something, and until the trial happens, my guess is he has to stay in a certain state, or he can't leave, and that's where I was talking to Braylon. Like I just don't see a world where he's playing for the Lions this year.
No.
I don't. Even if the trial goes around and becomes innocent, how long is that going to take?
Pretty much once he got arrested, that should have been the red flag there. Like, okay, it's over. Like, and I hate to be that guy. You do want to give him the benefit of the doubt, innocent until proven guilty, of course. But it's all the signs are pointing to he's going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
And this team has to move on. Like life, there's life after Terry and Arnold, unfortunately. And I'm sure they were prepared for this. They've known about this since February, and maybe even a little bit before that. So it's just one of them things you got to be able to just wait and see what the Lions are going to do. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and they're in a position right now where they can't really do anything as of right now. You expect them to get cut, but at this point, you're not really we're not going to find out anything about that until they have some time here.
Yeah, they got a little time.
Yeah, so I'm not. It's over.
I would expect news around camp time, though.
For sure. Yeah.
You'll know what's going on by camp time.
Pennington in the chat says Florida is not letting this go. Tampa already took the case from Largo where it happened. Florida.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
They want to try him there.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if next week, whatever happens in the morning on Monday, I wouldn't be shocked if if he's in jail and they realize he's going to be here for a couple of months or whatever. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets cut.
Yeah, to me, Monday is the day.
Yeah,
because once you find out, they holding him in Florida for however long, it's over.
And I'm
It's over at that
sure
point.
the thing too, I'm sure his attorneys and stuff are going to on Monday morning going to do everything they can to try and get him back to Michigan. They're going to probably throw
They'll appeal.
They're
going
to
to
throw everything at the court.
They're going to try.
But that's a
And
process, though.
as soon as that happens, I think they tried to actually yesterday. I watched the video of it, and his attorney was trying to ask for different what is it called, testimonies and the different things that other people talking, and they denied it all. They were like, nope, not until Monday, at least Monday.
Yeah, Chuck said something in here that's interesting. He says federal DAs only take cases they feel are sure wins. Yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, he is not wrong. Peter Shea, thank you for the $2.
Here we go.
Booner is a scumbag.
Thank you so much. You are not a scumbag. You're an amazing human. Peter Shea.
You should be honored, though. Someone gave $2 to call you a scumbag.
It's
That's
just
actually,
like, what's his name? Labartney.
Yeah, shout out.
He gave $1,000 to the heavyweights to say someone tackle Booner. Like,
Joshua Black.
I'm honored.
Thank you for the $2. She says, we need MAGA St. Brown to pull some strings.
It's true. Trump got, who was it?
What is this? You guys see this?
Hey, you throw the MAGA hat on you in Florida, bro. You need that pardon, bro.
TA just slips
Did you guys
that
get that Uncle alert?
on. Slips that hat on.
Did anyone else get that Uncle alert?
What?
It just popped up on my whole thing. It was someone
Chef,
sent a gift in the Uncle alert.
Hey,
Breaking news?
Breaking news.
What?
What do we have?
Breaking news from Shams.
Oh.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are trading sharpshooter Isaiah Joe to the Detroit Pistons
Wow.
for 2 future second-round picks.
I love it. I love it.
Isaiah Joe! Come on, get some shooters, man!
I love it.
Some shooters! Come on!
I love Isaiah Joe. I know you're a sicko for Isaiah
That's
Joe,
a move,
too, Caleb.
yeah.
I know you
Yes.
are.
That's a great
Yes.
player that needs an opportunity.
He's
Hey, bro, that's such a Detroit name, Isaiah Joe.
It
Like,
is.
bro, he gonna fit in perfect here, man.
For 2
Shout
second-round
out.
picks, so you're essentially like in this offseason, you just used 2 of those picks you got back for Isaiah Stewart to go get Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
And this last year, he averaged 11 a game. He averaged 11 a game for them and shot. What did he shoot from 3? 42%
really
from
good
3.
from
He
3.
can shoot.
The
He
last
can.
four years in Oklahoma City, he shot over 40% from 3.
That's the
on
type of
over
shooting you need.
6 attempts per game. That's incredible. You talk about adding shooting across with Duncan Robinson, Isaiah Joe now. Like that's a great piece to add. It really is.
What do you think, Caleb?
I love it. Isaiah Joe is a player that's been playing on a win. He became a winning player with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
He is the definition of one of those 3-and-D guys that the league loves. And to be able to get him for only 2 second-round picks is a phenomenal trade for the Pistons. Like Booner said, he's a 42% three-point shooter. There were times, I know the Thunder have a lot of versatility defensively, but there were times he was guarding the other team's best player. This is a phenomenal move. This is a winning player that they're bringing in to the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
I freaking love this trade.
But real quick, I want to mention too, like he's 26 years old. Like he's 26 years old, and you're looking at a guy who's shot 40% from 3 the last 4 years of his career.
Beautiful, man.
Like we asked for more shooting, and this to me, like, hey Malik Beasley,
Yeah.
see you later.
It's-
All right,
it's a wrap.
that's
Well, yeah, that conversation's out the window.
No,
It's been a wrap. To be honest with
it's
you.
been a wrap,
Yeah.
but they need everyone's like we need another shit. There you go,
Yeah,
Isaiah
no.
Joe. He's 26 years old. He can shoot the hell out of the ball.
Yep.
And
Played on a
And
championship roster.
Played on a
The
championship
good thing,
roster.
the contract-wise, he's 11 a year for the
Yeah.
next 2 years, and you have a club option.
and
after that.
he's under
Oh,
contract.
that is beautiful.
under contract.
You're getting a shooter, and by the way, like this is where I think people like, and you can look at stats and be like you look at his playoff stats this year, right? The last 2 years, he played in 13 games this year, 21 last year. He only averaged about 5 points a game for them, and he shot 34% from 3 in the playoffs. But you got to think that Thunder team goes 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So he really, like, once the playoffs came around, he never got to actually like blossom into like his 11 points per game scorer that he wants. You know he's got the talent. He can shoot the ball at a 40% clip, which is what you want. Now you add him into, hey, let the guy spread his wings a little bit. Now you add him coming off the bench for the Detroit Pistons.
Man.
He's not going to be a starter for you, but he's going to be a bench player that comes in, and you got him for 2 second-round picks, and you have Isaiah Joe at $11 million a year to kind of just add more shooting, because that's been the thing that I think everyone – we talked about this last postseason, like versus the Caps. We had no one else that could shoot. No. You had Duncan Robinson. That was it.
That was it.
You had K that could create, and then you had Duncan Robinson, who was the only one that you could like really get out there and like catch and shoot. Now you have Isaiah Joe. Oh, and guess what? He can defend too.
Yeah.
And he was on a Thunder team that
3-and-D.
defended and locked in defensively and played very, very good defense to win a championship. He knows what it takes to win a championship too. Even though he was a bench guy, he knows what it takes. He's the guy you want.
He is legitimately the perfect fit on this team.
Yeah.
He is the perfect fit because our identity right now is defending. He could do that. And what did we need this offseason? We needed shooting.
Yep.
And we got both of those things with Isaiah Joe. This is just a freaking phenomenal trade by Trajan Langdon.
The only person that played any significant minutes on the Pistons that shot 40% was Duncan Robinson. Like,
Yeah.
No one else. I mean, you had Danis shoot 37, Tobias Harris 36. Like Cade 34 during the regular season. I know he bumped that up in the playoffs, but hey, your boy in limited minutes though, Marcus Sasser 41%. But
right.
Duncan in legit minutes, the only good consistent 3-point shooter, and now you add another guy who's been doing it for the last 4 years as a 3-point shooter, and you got him for 2. This is what I love about what Trajan's kind of how he's operating right now. Okay, so you have the trade up for Abuko Corey. You give up multiple seconds. You trade Isaiah Stewart, get those seconds back. And then you give seconds up for a proven 3-and-D player.
Yep.
Like you're upgrading this roster. You're getting younger in a way with Abuko Corey, who has a ton of potential in the future in the NBA. You get out from under Isaiah Stewart's contract. You free up cap space there, and then you add a guy who's making $11 million the next 2 years. So Isaiah Joe's under contract, and they could still go out in free agency, or we'll see. We'll get to the Jalen Duren stuff, but. Go get that bigger fish. So.
There's more to come.
He's actually like, this is what like we talk about with other GMs in the town. It's trying to be savvy, but also being savvy with pieces that you need, right? Like Isaiah Joe can defend, right?
Yeah.
But he can also shoot. Where Stu, he could shoot a little bit, but like now you essentially flipped those pieces for a Corey, Isaiah Joe, and you still have a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Right? And you also got rid of the $30 million contract of Isaiah Stewart for the next few years. So now you're still sitting there like you have the space to work with, and you're kind of going out there and getting what you needed, scoring.
A bona fide shooter.
And I know a lot of Pistons fans were a little worried, hey, you got rid of Isaiah Stewart. Where's the grit, the defensive mentality? You're still Isaiah Joe, guys, like the Thunder. Did you watch? Everyone watch the Thunder? They defend very well, and they play tough. That's why they won a champion. Obviously, they had SGA and a good team, but they're a gritty team as well. Yeah. That's why they go so deep, and they have the guys they have. Is because of that, and Isaiah Joe brings that as well. So it's like Trajan's not just making these moves. I see a lot of people on Twitter being like, hey, man, I'm worried the Pistons are going to go too far into the scoring or the shooting, and they're going to forget their identity. Okay, let's see. Let's wait and see what Trajan does. Isaiah Joe has that identity, as well as he can shoot.
Yeah.
And now he's in a position to where he's not behind 9 other players. He's going to be coming off the bench. Hopefully your 7th, 8th guy comes off and he's a shooter for you that can spot up for Cade Cunningham. Yep. It's a perfect piece for a team like this.
The thing with this too is that his contract, so he signed a 4-year, $48 million contract. So we have him this year for $11 million, and then we have him next year on a team option at $11 million with the player of his caliber. I'm assuming we're probably going to pick up, barring a horrible season out of Isaiah Joe. I don't really expect that. Like you guys are saying, perfect fit. He can defend. Booner, you said, depending on what else we do in this offseason, I could see this guy starting at the 2 for you. That's how good he's
I don't know that you could see it, but I don't know if you're like sitting there like, hey, I want him to. You don't want him to be your starting 2. He's a guy that averages 10 a game in the playoffs, went down to 5. Like he's a really good role piece. That's where I think when we make these moves, I think Pistons fans got to get out of the thing of, oh, he could start for you. Like no, you're a contender now, right? True. You're an NBA championship contender. This is a piece to it, right? You're trying to upgrade your bench. You're trying to upgrade your starting lineup. To me, with this move, you still go out and get a Tyler Hero. Or absolutely, you still go out and potentially with the Jalen Duren stuff we're going to get into, maybe make that Jalen Duren sign and trade and upgrade to a Jalen Brown. You still make those moves, and you're also upgrading your bench.
Right.
Like that's what this is. You're upgrading that. You're now bringing scoring off your bench, which you just have not had. You haven't.
And I can understand why people may think, because Duncan is starting for you right now. You can technically make that same argument for him, although he shoots the 3 ball very, very well. But, yeah, I think Isaiah Joe will absolutely be a great bench piece for this Pistons team. And now you don't have to worry about relying on the Karis LeVerts of the world. I know y'all tore Karis LeVert's door down. Y'all was really upset with his performance this year. Red Velvet as well. You might be able to pass on some of those guys because you have a younger solution that shoots the ball a lot better. So, yeah.
These type of players are, like, beloved in the NBA.
Yeah.
The 3-and-D guys. And Isaiah Joe, again, he was on a championship team with Oklahoma City Thunder. He is one of the better 3-and-D guys in the NBA. And what's crazy is the OKC Thunder traded 2 of them this offseason, in Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. But to be able to get a guy of Isaiah Joe's caliber for only 2 second-round picks, like Jeff brought it up, the way Trajan Langdon has maneuvered these second-round picks this offseason, trading some to trade up for our first-round pick, and then getting them back by trading Isaiah Stewart, then being able to get Isaiah Joe with those picks is phenomenal work by Trajan Langdon.
You know what's crazy? Here's a fun fact about Isaiah Joe. He has a 64.1% spot. He's 64.1% efficiency on spot up attempts.
Nice.
So catch and shoot, he is 46.2% he makes from the corner on catch and shoot threes. Obviously, that percentage goes down when he tries to create it off the dribble.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to now.
Yeah.
You have Cade Cunningham. You're going to have plenty of open looks. And he shoots almost 90% from the free throw line. And honestly, you know what? I'll throw this in there. He did pass Larry Bird on three-pointers made. So is he better than Larry Bird? I don't know.
Oh, did we just get Larry Bird?
Power stat.
Breaking news, he's better than Larry Bird.
Right.
He has more three-pointers than Larry Bird, so therefore he's better than Larry Bird.
But this also, by the way, this just goes back to the conversation with the Stu stuff and Trajan, where like Trajan had his like core pieces, and last year his core pieces were like 6 or 7 guys.
Yeah.
This year it's 3. Everyone's on the table, and they're looking to upgrade every position. Every single position, and this shows that. Like, off the bench, Dennis Jenkins, not safe. Like, all these guys, not safe.
Yeah.
It's, hey, like, we're bringing guys in that have experience, have been there, done that. Isaiah Joe's won an NBA championship, averaging, 12 minutes a game coming off the bench. Like, we're bringing experience in, and we're bringing guys in that hopefully we can help turn into even a little bit more.
Right.
Like, raise Isaiah Joe's game with Cade Cunningham.
I mean, it's crazy, too. This guy, just looking at some of these stats by Isaiah Joe, he's never averaged a turnover in his career.
That's crazy.
He plays 20 minutes. He never averaged a turnover.
But he all had a ball in his hands.
No, right.
like,
But you don't have to
for
worry about
real,
him
so.
trying to do. He knows his role.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like, hey,
that's a
bro,
good point.
I'm here to make shots. That's what I do here. Okay, I'm not going to do too much. There's not going to be times where we're watching Isaiah Joe like, no. This is what I do. I'm
Right.
spotting up. I'm hitting at a high rate on 6 attempts. I'm shooting 42% from 3.
Beautiful.
One of the better one of the more efficient 3-point shooters in the NBA. And on top of that, if I go to the stripe, I'm making that at 90% clip.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Which, to be honest, like, people don't talk about that. They could use free throw shooting.
Man,
for sure.
in the worst way.
Guys that are automatic from the free throw line.
Also, too, by the way, 2 second-round picks for Isaiah Joe. That's incredible from Trajan.
It's amazing.
I don't know how. I don't know. I think maybe OKC is just trying to just make a couple moves, get rid of some guys.
Bro, they keep the line moving. They have so many draft picks to where they can
Yeah.
do this and still be
They just
one
got
of the
kid
best
out
teams in
of
the West.
Iowa, Ben Sturts.
Yeah, and they're not done.
Not done.
They're
No.
I think
not-
that was actually
Shout
the
out the
report.
Pistons,
I think they did say actually after Ben Sturts got drafted, I think that came out instantly that they were trying to move Isaiah Joe. I think that if I remember correctly, the last few days there was that report. So, and Trajan stepped up, said we'll do it.
Let's get to more. All these reports coming out about the Pistons. You're not going to want to miss it. Stuff's coming out as we speak. So we'll get to all of it. You'll stay updated with everything that's happening. The Isaiah Joe trade. What's going on with Jalen Duren. We'll get to it when we come back from break. But first, I got to tell you about Pure Psychiatry. We talk about sports every day, the Jalen Duren stuff, which, will he be a Piston, will he not be a Piston? But at Woodward Sports, you're never alone, and neither is your mental health journey. Pure Psychiatry provides personalized psychiatric care designed specifically for you. With 16 locations in Michigan, 2 in Ohio, they make getting help accessible and comfortable. So if you're thinking about taking that first step, please visit PurePsychMI.com.
And let me tell you about our newest sponsor, Amnesia. Amnesia is proud to be available in all of the top dispensaries in the state of Michigan with multiple products for the adults, 21 and up. Their newest launch is the switch to a 2-gram dual chamber disposable featuring liquid diamonds. Who don't want to get high off diamonds? Come on now. With 2 chambers and 2 different flavor profiles, you can enjoy the left, the right, or we can just all come together in the middle and have a great time, man. But both together for a unique combination. Discover your new favorite with the switch by Amnesia. We'll be right back.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at deadcityfc.com.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
All right, let me tell you about Buddy's Pizza. They've been celebrating the original Detroit-style pizza for the past 80 years, and they are grateful to be your hometown favorite. Follow their social channels and join the rewards program to see what they have planned throughout 2026. Add some Detroit-style to your next event with Buddy's Catering. Their menu is packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizza, signature salads, home-style pastas, and more. Save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more when you order with promo code Woodward20. Visit buddyspizza.com/catering to view their complete menu and place your order today.
We're back. It's Crunch Time, Woodward Sports. We appreciate you tuning in. If you're a first-time listener, we're live every single day on weekdays, 11 to 1. Hit that like button. I got comments I'm going to get to. We got super chats we're going to get to. Let's rip off these super chats first. Let me see if I can pull these up for you guys. So, and then I see some comments I definitely want to read here. Let's see here if it'll load.
I can get you real
I
quick.
got you if you need to. I do have
please,
some
just get them
here.
out.
So, side list, $5. Is it safe to say the Detroit Pistons would have beaten the Cavs with these guys on our bench last season, or are we still a piece away? I'll say this. I don't know about being like, hey, Isaiah Joe off the bench. Like, that would have got you over the Cavs. It would have been more shooting, which you did not have.
Offensively, you would have been way better off the bench.
And Isaiah Joe isn't like the one piece where you still, I think you have to you still have to get Cade to number 2.
No, of course.
You still have to go out there and get another score. Which you don't have.
No, Trajan's not done by any means. But the fact that you got Okori, in the draft, and you pick up Isaiah Joe now, your bench is instantly upgraded.
Joshua Black said $2. Get me Sabonis now. All caps.
Sabonis, that's a name we haven't heard in a long time. He's been linked to the Pistons like these past couple years. I haven't heard his name all offseason.
What center are you going to get? What center are you going to get? What center are you going to get? Hey, Jalen Duren's not the only center in the NBA. Fun fact.
No, he's not.
There's centers out there. If you need one, you can find one.
Another thing about Isaiah Joe, too, which is going to be really huge for this offense, is it's not only that he makes 42% of his threes last year, it's that he shot 6 of them. Like, that's high volume.
Lot. Yep.
The only guy we had shoot over 6 3-pointers last year was Duncan Robinson. Now, if you keep Duncan Robinson around, I don't know if you do at this point, but if you do, that's 2 guys that are going to be able to space the floor for you, that are going to shoot 5-6 threes a game. That's not even necessarily taking shots away from Cade Cunningham. Like, you're spacing now with Isaiah Joe. If you could use that lineup with Isaiah Joe and Duncan Robinson, that opens the floor up so much for a guy like Cade. Like, being able to shoot 42% from 3 on 6 three-point attempts a game is incredibly impressive.
I think they were looking for Herter to be that, and Herter was a bust.
Yeah.
It was a bust of a trade.
Absolutely.
But they had to do it. They had to do it because they had to get rid of Jay Ivey. But Isaiah Joe can fill that void. What they were looking for.
And he's younger. Yes.
And he's younger. Yeah,
Teb Sauce, member for 41 months. That's a long time. Appreciate that, Teb Sauce. Says Joe to the Pistons. Is he good? You just heard Caleb kind of break that down there. He's a shooter.
Yeah.
In the last 4 years in his career, he shot over 40% from 3. Like you're getting pieces that you finally need. See, that's the thing I think, and this is where I'm not going to fully go down the road yet, but like you could argue Trajan Langdon the best GM right now in the town because he's the only one that, hey, when you need something, he will address it, and he has shown that all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Michigan Go Blue, $5. How worried are you guys about losing Duren? I think we're gonna get into the Duren talk in a little bit here.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I want to say this about Trajan Langdon, man. Like we were talking in the office like a couple days ago or like a week ago. And I was telling the fellas off air, but I'm like I understand that I can be a Pistons slappy. Like I understand that's part of it. I mean, I've stuck up for the wrong guys in the future or in the past for sure. I understand that, and I've been called a Pistons slappy, but I think I might be a Trajan slappy.
Yeah.
I think I might. I really like Trajan Langdon. I just do.
It's okay to admit that.
And it's hard for people to be like, well, he hasn't done anything yet. I understand that. And a lot of this is foreshadowing for the offseason, but I'm very impressed with how he carries himself. I know Brad Holmes kind of has a similar, just the way they carry themselves. Now, when it comes to action and doing stuff, he hasn't made a massive move yet that people probably want. But I do, when they need to address things like Booner said, he's doing it. Like Isaiah Joe, it's a great trade. I mean, someone commented in the chat, and my mistake for not mentioning who commented it, but their comment was basically, okay, so you basically traded Isaiah Stewart for Isaiah Joe and Ibuka Okori. Is that kind of how we're looking at this thing?
That's how.
Which I would say I'm cool with that.
That's a great move.
Isaiah Joe and Ibuka Okori for Isaiah Stewart.
I'll take it.
I mean,
and on top of that, you also got a second-round pick that you can use.
And you have an extra second.
So you essentially got Isaiah Joe, Okori, and a second for Isaiah Stewart. Contract wiped, basically.
Yeah.
You're paying, $11 million for Isaiah Joe, so you basically save $20 million. And then obviously whatever a first-round draft pick price would be. But I think that's a fair – and if you're trying to upgrade, again, shooting, you got 2 guys that can score and shoot.
Yeah.
Right? And defend. They both can defend as well. So it's not like you're losing out on defense completely. Isaiah Stewart was always going to leave. You were moving him no matter what because of the $30 million.
Right.
That was because if you wanted to upgrade positions on this team, you were always moving them. So the fact that you turn that into these two guys with a pick, and now you're able to still go out there, you have cap flexibility a little bit now. You're able to kind of go out and get who you want. It's just like Brian Windhorst said yesterday. The Detroit Pistons control this offseason in the NBA. And even after trading for Isaiah Joe, you just added probably a top 8 player on your team. You still control the offseason. And you added a shooter. So it's kind of like right now, Trayshawn Langdon, he might be the best GM in the NBA in this offseason cooking right now. And I'm not saying like best like overall. I'm saying like when you're cooking, like what GMs are cooking. Trayshawn might be at the top right now. And he's controlling this thing. It's like he's got every single GM, little puppet master right now. He's playing he's playing chess while other teams are playing chess.
What word do we throw around in Detroit sports a lot? Need this, need that. Okay, let's look at the Pistons. What did they need going into this offseason, guys? You could use 3-point shooting, obviously, and more ball handlers. And so far, you've addressed that with Isaiah Joe as a 3-point knockdown shooter. Abuko Corey is a guy who can, in college, scored at a high level as a freshman, but a guy who can also handle the ball. So we'll see what happens with that. But he technically did address that in the draft. We've already spoken a ton about that. But so far, he's hitting on the things we talked about. Now, the big one, though, is putting another scorer alongside Cade. That has not yet to be determined. I understand that. That's still something he needs to do that. But for the other things, he has addressed the needs, though, which I do respect about Trajan Langdon. I do. I see people in the chat talking about LaMelo Ball. Guys, we don't want to go down this road with LaMelo Ball, guys.
What?
LaMelo Ball. Caleb,
I like LaMelo Ball.
We had this conversation with Caleb yesterday about LaMelo Ball.
No, I like him too. I think he gets shit on a little more than he should, but in terms of, I get it. He hasn't accomplished anything, but I do think that going to a Minnesota situation in which he isn't the guy, you have to play with Anthony Edwards. He's going to handle the ball a lot more. You put LaMelo in that off-ball role. That's what he's good at. He's good at scoring. He's good at creating highlight plays. He's a good shooter. That's what you want LaMelo to be more focused on, as opposed to trying to facilitate a whole offense like he had to do in Charlotte.
Yeah. And I'll throw out another name we talked about yesterday, Kawhi Leonard, who was kind of floating around there. There's reports that Detroit that might have been squashed because he's not interested in signing a long-term deal with Detroit. Which honestly, like I'm with Trajan on that. Like if I can't get you to commit long-term, I know he's 34, but at least sign another 2-year deal after that. You're paying for a rental at that point. Which maybe people are on board with that, and that's okay if that's your opinion. But I think if I'm the Pistons and I'm operating like, listen, we're trying to win, and not only for this year but the next like 2-3 years with this window, to give up assets for Kawhi Leonard, who's basically a 1-year rental, is a massive risk, dude, with all the question marks there. So I think that those talks look like they're kind of dying, just to give an update on that. There obviously is some other names which we'll talk about, but I think the Kawhi stuff is probably dead at this point.
Yeah, it probably. The number one thing, like, because I was the Kawhi guy, but the number one thing with that, at least the Pistons tried.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were doing that. We do do that, but they were in the.
But
at least they called.
They legit tried.
But it's
They
not
did
like the thing
actually
with
try.
Brad in Detroit with the Lions. It's like, hey, like, oh, I made the call. Yeah, like, well, so did 25 teams. Like
Right.
every team in the NFL was calling for a Myles Garrett. So it's like, cool, if you want a sticker, a golden star for saying you tried, okay. Trajan was like in the lead to get him, and the Pistons were like, hey, if he wants to come here, he can come here. Like they were serious about doing it. And the only reason he's not is because he's like, hey, I don't want to sign a long-term in Detroit. Okay, fine. We'll move on to Jalen Brown. We'll move on to a different player. I just think right now, like, this is the most aggressive that we've ever seen a Detroit GM be. And I don't know since when. Joe Dumars in 2004 when he built that team. Like, when was the last time you saw a GM this aggressive? You haven't. And it's like typically we have, how many times in Detroit have we gotten to this point with teams and then GMs are just like, oh, let's play it safe. Like, oh, we love what we have. Nope, Trajan's like, oh, it's time. We're here. Oh, let's make the moves. Let's go. Let's do it. And I'll tell you what, there's going to be a big move that's made. Like Tyler here, there's going to be a big move. The Pistons are going. I'll guarantee it. They are going to make a big move in the next week or so. But they're also going to make other moves. Like they have. And Jeff, what did I tell you in the back there yesterday? They have like 12 second-round picks in the next like 4 years. Yeah. So they just gave 2 away, and that wasn't even counting before the Stu one. That was without the Stu picks. So they might have had like 15. I don't know the exact number in the next like 4 or 5 years. They just gave 2. All right, now they're down to 11. Yeah. They're gonna listen
and control of your first. Like
yes,
you
they're gonna go out there
package together,
and they're gonna get a big name, and they're gonna put Kate Cunningham with someone. but they're also going to go out and get other players. Like Isaiah Joe isn't the only role player that's getting added to this team. They're going to go out there and say, hey, here's 3 seconds for, I don't know, a 4-man off the bench. Like, they're going to do that. I saw someone in the chat say, what about Rui Hachimura out of the Lakers? Like, they're going to – I'm not saying I wouldn't specifically, but I'm saying players like that, role guys that they're like, we need to fill this team out with championship caliber role players. That's like an Isaiah Joe off the bench, right? And that's where the Pistons – hey, you have all these second-round picks. If you're serious about going all in for a championship the next 2 years, which Trajan has shown to be now – you're going to get some pieces added to this roster.
The issue is some people, they are, I understand that, like, Isaiah Joe is traded. They're like, okay, it's Isaiah Joe. Like, people have to remember that if you're going to win a championship, it's not just about the Jalen Browns, which we'll get to, or the bigger names. They went in on Austin Reeves. These different names, it's about the others as well, the depth of your team. The Knicks won because they had guys off the bench that maybe weren't, big names, but they contributed.
Yes, sir.
So you need Isaiah Joes of the world.
Yeah.
Last year they had Dennis Jenkins playing playoff minutes. That's probably going to come to an end.
Again, that was I love Dennis Jenkins.
Marcus Sasser
G League guy.
Marcus Sasser was playing. No offense, Caleb. Playoff minutes.
Yeah.
That's going to come to an end.
Kevin Huerter was damn near a no-show.
Kevin Huerter was a no-show, and on top of that, they drafted Chaz Lanier last year. They didn't even give the guy a chance. He's probably gone. You were talking about that, KG. So I love that Trajan isn't like, listen, we're going to develop some of these guys. Nope, time's up. Isaiah Joe, get over here. Let's go. We're getting proven role players.
We are. Can I say this? Weezy D in the chat. He said that we traded for Isaiah Joe, and he's the most aggressive GM in the last 10 years. Is anyone going to push back on that? It's not the fact that it's not the Isaiah Joe trade that makes him that. It's the fact that all of the NBA right now, Weezy, this is a fact, is saying, hey, the Detroit Pistons right now control the offseason. And Trajan's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Brad has had opportunities to control off seasons, hasn't done it. Trajan's made it very well known going after who did he just go after, guys? The report. Austin Reeves. He offered they were gonna offer Austin Reeves. He's being aggressive. It's a fact. Everyone knows that. They went after Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi said, hey, I'm not signing an extension. They went after him.
Yeah.
They're going the report this morning, guess what? Fun fact. Guess who the second team is in right now for Jalen Brown? They got reported this morning. I just saw a tweet that said the quiet team that's weighing options to go in for Jalen Brown. Guess who it is? The Detroit Pistons.
Ooh-wee.
So it is happening. Weezy, this isn't they might be they are the most aggressive team right now, and everyone in the NBA knows it. They know Trajan is out there looking to bring a championship to the city of Detroit. He's not taking his time. When the time comes, it's like with Brad Holmes. The time came in 2023. What did he do? We're going long term. We're going long term. Trajan, time's come. Guess what he's doing? That man is getting aggressive, and he is out there working because he wants to bring a trophy to the city.
And speaking of Jalen Brown, I got to throw this one in there from Klotz, man. He says, give me Jalen Brown, send Duren to the gulag. So.
Yeah, send Duren to the gulag. It's crazy, Klotz.
Let me find that tweet, by the way, just so you guys let me go find it real quick.
Yeah, but that's, again, we'll say it, Trajan Langdon. He's got the rest of the NBA in a chokehold. He does. Yeah. Okay. In the reporting, Brian Windhorst, very reputable reporters high up there in the NBA are all talking about what? The Detroit Pistons in this offseason.
And when have you ever heard that?
And when have you heard that?
Are you guys familiar with Jake Fisher, works with Mark Stein or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
He tweeted out and said there's also a potential backstop emerging for the Boston's Jalen Brown trade discussion. Detroit is very much weighing the prospect of signing and trading restricted free agent Jalen Duren for Brown, sources say.
I've been
Among other conceptual outcomes, if that option remains available for the Pistons once free agency opens on Tuesday early evening.
I've been saying this.
So the Pistons are in.
Can we, you know what? Let's take a break. We'll come back. Let's talk about that. All right, because that's a whole nother discussion I want to get into. Let's get into that. Jalen Brown coming to the Detroit Pistons, and what happens with Jalen Duren? Could that be a trade package? And I think the Celtics make a lot of sense. We'll talk about that when we come back. But first, I got to tell you about our friends at Yaldo Eye Center. We'll double up later. We'll just do singles here. Yaldo Eye Center. Tired of fumbling on those glasses or contacts? Well, Yaldo Eye Center can help you out. 30 years of experience, 100,000 procedures. They are the trusted experts, and their LASIK eye surgery is completely painless. Take advantage of their summer promotion. $16.99 per eye, regardless of your prescription. It is a one-time investment that will save you thousands of dollars on glasses and contacts in the long run. Wake up with clear vision. Book your consultation with the Yaldo Eye Center today at yaldoeyecenter.com/$16.99.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Let me tell you about our friends over at Water Hazard, but Founders specifically. It's the very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders. It's a vodka-based cocktail, 5%. It's citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. And also, you get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Please drink responsibly. All right, what's going on? Jalen Duren, Isaiah Joe, coming to the Detroit Pistons for a couple second-round picks. Great trade for the Pistons, but they're not done yet. What's going on with Jalen Duren? Sign and trade. Could that happen? Jalen Brown, there's already been reports that the Pistons might be flirting with the idea of trying to acquire a guy like Jalen Brown for Jalen Duren in that sign and trade. And I'll say this, like we were talking before the show, we got names. The Celtics, I'll say this, Boone, perfect fit. If you want to get rid of Jalen Duren, the Boston Celtics are the team that could most use his services. I mean, to get a guy for, they're going to get Jalen Duren. Number one, he's play center. They don't have a front court. They're trying to get rid of Jalen Brown. It's the same report that came, I don't know who reported it directly, but the Evan Mobley stuff for Jalen Brown. They're looking for front court guys. And Jalen Duren is a 22-year-old all-star, all-NBA player. He's not going to make as much as Jalen Brown, obviously, so they're going to be able to save a little bit of money there. And they get to pair Jason Tatum with Jalen Duren. So for the Celtics, it makes a ton of sense. For the Pistons, you would get Cade Cunningham and Jalen Brown to play basketball together, which people can say, okay, now we're taking you guys seriously. That's two all-star, all-NBA, borderline MVP candidate players. So for the Pistons, listen, I'll say this. All right, I know I've called Jalen Brown a douchebag on air. I'll retract that statement. I'll be nice. I'll play
now
ball.
You want Jalen Brown.
I'll play ball today. I'll play ball today.
I don't know if I'm going to let you on this side.
Come on, Caleb.
No, we're gatekeeping.
We can break bread because I really want Jalen Brown here.
I called him a douchebag because of, he called his teammates on his live stream and no one answered. But I think
that's a tough. It is a tough look.
JB Bickerstaff not playing.
No,
Don't worry
but
about
I will say.
Should we do a test? How fast would it take if I called one of our teammates here at Woodward to answer compared to Jalen Brown and his teammates? Like if I called Easy right now,
he would answer.
You want me to test it?
No, you don't have to test it. You don't have to test it. But I take back the statement. I do. I retract it. Caleb, I'm not going to deny Jalen Brown and Cade Cunningham together playing basketball. I mean,
he already answered. He already answered.
See?
That's crazy.
There you go.
Shout out.
This is the problem. He's
he
not
didn't
answering.
answer. He didn't answer.
He's not answering.
Wow.
Oh, he answered.
See?
He answered.
There's the
Easy
proof right
answered.
You're live on air, Easy.
You're live, Easy. All right, love you. See, Easy. We're testing some Jalen Brown stuff. Thank you very much.
But if you're the Boston Celtics and you're going to trade Jalen Brown because of the apron stuff,
yeah.
Jalen Duren makes a ton of sense for them, man. Like they're getting younger, they're getting cheaper technically by the numbers, and they get to pair him, Jason Tatum with Jalen Duren. So it makes sense for both teams.
I think that would be like if you're talking about the best move for the Pistons to make this
match
offseason,
made in heaven.
That's the one where you're like, hey, you could go and Jalen Brown's going to be on contract, Cade's on contract, Asar's going to get still paid. That is your core for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
you could go win. You're going to win a championship in the next 4 years with that. And if you're still able to go out there and add maybe a couple other pieces, use some second round picks to go get some vets, trade a little bit, you can build a team. I think that's like the ideal. Like if you're an NBA GM, Trajan, that's the ideal I think move for him. And I think he would pull the trigger on it if it's actually on the table. I think Trajan Langdon instantly on Tuesday when that comes across his table. Let's do it.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I think he would too, because think about what we were just talking about earlier in the week when the Jalen Brown stuff really started to heat up. I know he was supposed to be, there was rumors he was a part of a Giannis trade. And then after that, we saw the Cavs were willing to offer Evan Mobley for a guy like Jalen Brown. And what were we all saying? Yeah, we love it. That's the same trade here. Like Jalen Duren for a Jalen Brown. We're going to probably have to throw in a kicker sling there because Jalen Brown is an MVP type player, but this is a perfect trade for both sides. Like you guys were saying, the Celtics need a center and we need a guy next to Cade Cunningham that can go get a bucket, and Jalen Brown is an MVP caliber player. So look, Jalen Duren, if you want to play ball, if you want to do a sign and trade, okay, I think we're a better basketball team with Jalen Brown on the team rather than you, Jalen Duren. I'm just
of course, yeah. I mean, that's just a match made in heaven. If he were to land that, then Trajan deserves an A+++ for this offseason, and it's the type of player that you're getting because not only offensively does he bring it, but defensively as well. Because I saw, Weezy in the chat talking about we always talk about the second scorer, but never talk about two-ways. That's because two-ways are very rare. They're hard to get, your hands on. But if you are able to get a Jalen Brown level two-way player, that does so much for you as a Pistons team because you stay true to your identity while also upgrading to the level of offense that you need to compete in the playoffs, man. So that would be amazing.
Here's some breaking news that counteracts that news. Not that the news is wrong, but here's some other news, which, depending on how you take this, Chris Haynes, who's very reputable.
Yep.
He says, Detroit Pistons are conveying that Jalen Duren will not be moved and are solely focused on coming to terms on an agreement to keep their all-star center, league sources tell me.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So we're getting like source battles.
So now
we're getting source battles.
So
in
now
Detroit
there's
right
a report that the Pistons are focused on keeping him. What does that look like? What's that price range look like? Because it's already been reported that Jalen Duren's camp was disrespected or scoffed at the offer the Pistons originally gave him, which people should be, by the way, defending the Pistons on because all people in Detroit don't want to sign him for the price tag he was initially reported to get.
Yeah.
Trae Langdon's they're buried in sand here. They're like, hey, we're not giving you the max you can get, but Chris Haynes clearly reporting that they want to keep him. It's just at that price, I don't know.
I think it's interesting, the Jalen Duren stuff, and it all ties in with the Jalen Brown thing because that's the piece you have to move, right, is Jalen Duren. We talked about it before the show, and we got into this about the Jalen Duren stuff. You're sitting there with Jalen Duren, and the most an outside team right now, being a restricted free agent, can offer Jalen Duren is 4 years, $177 million, which comes out, Jeff, what's the price? 45 and a quarter, or what was it?
44 and a quarter.
44 and a quarter a year. The Pistons can offer him up to, I think it's like $57 million a year with the fifth year. So you can do 5 at whatever that is for $57 a year. Jalen Duren obviously wants a contract. Like he wants a long-term thing. This is my thought process with it, is with Jalen Duren, the only reason this thing would get reported that he wants to sign and trade is because he wants over 45.
Yeah.
And he wants that. And I don't know if the Pistons are willing to give him. And the fact that it got pushed out there, someone leaked it this morning.
Oh, of course.
Someone, and my guess, it's someone in Jalen Duren's camp.
For sure.
Leaked it out because they wanted to put pressure on Trajan and the Pistons.
Yeah.
The issue you run into is the Pistons know no matter what, we can get Jalen Duren for 45. No matter what, because he's a restricted free agent. They must have gone and offered him, guys, like 37, 38. For them to come out and say something and say we want to sign and trade, that means they felt very, very disrespected.
Yeah.
For them to come out. And then the fact, to me, this is where I'm at, the fact that they added in the sign and trade makes me think that Jalen Duren and his camp are looking for more than the 45.
Of course.
And they're trying to put the pressure on. So I don't even think it's something like, I get that report from Chris Haynes where it's like they're working on something. Guys, there's a difference between being like $3 or $4 million off or like $5 million off. In my understanding with the way this came out this morning,
they're far apart.
Is that they are very far apart.
Yeah.
If you just connect the dots, they're very far apart. He came out, he obviously wants more than 45. They obviously were way below 45. And the Pistons do hold the cards at the end of the day. They can just be like, hey, you're restricted. It's 45 for 4 years. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Tell someone to offer it.
And we'll match any offer.
Yeah, we're not trading you. They can offer you 45 a year. We'll match it at 46. You're done. That's it. They hold the cards in this. So that's where I'm like with Jalen Duren, the sign and trade. If there is a big player on the board like Jalen Brown, it makes sense that you could be like, okay, if you really want more than 46 and you're not going to be happy here the next 4 years, a contract that you're restricted, you have to sign, all right, we'll trade you for a better player in Jalen Brown.
Yeah, and I think, it's probably my guess, just guessing here. No, I don't have inside sources to indicate this, but I would assume the Pistons probably want a number maybe with a 3 in it, high 3, and Jalen Duren's camp probably wants maybe a number with a 4 in it. So that's probably where they're disconnected right now. I don't know how high the Pistons are willing to go with that. It's going to be interesting to see if Chris Haynes and what he's saying is 100% true, and the Pistons aren't just putting out information or there's like, hey, we want to keep him, but we don't know if we can. But if they are solely focused on keeping him, I'm curious to see how high that number does go up to, honestly, because. Let's look at it from Duren's side. If I'm Jalen Duren's agent, I'm telling Jalen Duren, hey, they could have got you at somewhere in the 3s last year, but they didn't do it. They made you play out, and you were an all-star and an all-NBA player. Yeah. So that price tag goes up.
Eligible for 287.
So we want to get you in the 4s, maybe high 4s, like Booner's saying. Now Trajan's look at this thing like, shit, we probably – we made him play, and he did raise his stock a little bit.
Again, it does run into the thing, and this is where we all kind of had a disconnect. I think KG, me and him were on the same page.
Yeah, we were.
This isn't even a report or anything. just the fact that they came out and said, hey, we want to sign and trade makes me just think that there was a team in the NBA that tipped their cap to his agent that they are willing to go into the 50s.
Yeah.
They're willing to go over 46 or 45. Like there's a team out there that's like, hey, we want to do this. And then when you hear that as an agent, you're like, okay, like we're going to figure this out then. Like let's throw sign and trade out there. Because if my client, my player, he wants 50 and the Pistons can't do 50, but they can do 45. And if you're an agent right away, oh, you want to do more? Okay, we'll figure out a sign and trade for you. And obviously it doesn't open up until Tuesday, so we don't know. But, I mean, I think it's leaning towards, if we're being honest, it's probably leaning towards Jalen Duren will return.
No, of course.
I would say so, too.
I'd be shocked.
Like 20 and 10 guys don't grow on trees. Like, they just don't. We could talk about Jalen Duren in the playoffs all we want, but an all-NBA 22-year-old center, they don't grow on trees. But like if we're talking about a trade for Jalen Brown, you have to make that move because those are the uncomfortable moves that we've been saying in all of Detroit sports. When you talk about Tarek Skubal, when you talk about all these other moves the Lions can make, when we talk about the Red Wings with Dylan Larkin, these are the uncomfortable moves you have to make as an organization to make yourself better. So if there's a suitor, like if Boston wants to pay Jalen Duren that money and Jalen Brown's on the table, you 100% do that. But Booner, after that report that Jeff just read, I'm kind of with you. I'm pretty sure that Jalen Duren's going to stick around. But like I said, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Can I bring this tweet up real quick? I want to read this out to people. Yossi Goslin. It looks like he is an NBA. It says in his bio, NBA salary cap analyst with Hoops Hype, which I reputable, right?
Yep.
He tweeted out and said, "How the Pistons acquire Isaiah Joe is to be determined." So obviously they gave the 2 seconds. He said they could either use their $15 million tax mid-level or expand the Isaiah Stewart trade to acquire him. They could also still create as much as up to $34 million in cap space to absorb Isaiah Joe while also retaining Jalen Duren's bird rights.
Wow.
So and this is that thing where it's like when these trades happen, they get announced, none of them are really official, like quite yet, where you're sitting there going, all right, it's like the Giannis one. It's not official till I think July 6th.
Yeah, the league New Year.
And last year we saw the Kevin Durant one. There was a 2-team trade or a 3-team trade, got all the way up to a 7-team trade because people are trying to maneuver this new cap. And so I think like this is something to where it could all be like a 3-team trade, or they might still kind of get something here to where you could still go get a big time player, a Tyler Hero or something, add him in there, still retain Jalen Duren and Isaiah Joe, and you kind of the money works out.
And I think Chris could probably help us out with this in the chat because Chris is really locked in with all the cap stuff. If we use that mid level, that probably just diminishes like a Tobias Harris return. Like that's what Kool-Aid was saying the other day, that they would want to use that mid-level exception on a guy like Tobias Harris. So if they use that mid-level for Isaiah Joe, that probably means we don't see a Tobias
Once you get
Harris
to the second,
return.
what is it, apron or whatever it's called, then I think you're out on the mid-level. If I understand correctly.
You out on a lot of stuff.
I believe, but it sets you up to where you're out on the mid-level exception. I'm fine if you go out and get a Tyler Hero and you Isaiah Joe and you also keep Jalen Duren, I'm fine with moving on from Tobias.
Yeah, Tobias might be.
For sure.
I'm not like going to sit here and be mad like, oh, let's not do it because Tobias. Like I'm out on it. It's all right.
I think this is what I think how the offseason. This is what if I'm Trae Lang, then these are my options, right? I either have. If I'm thinking about doing a sign and trade with Jalen Duren, or that's maybe an option, the only player I'm willing to do that with to work it out is Jalen Brown.
Yeah.
If you can't get Jalen Brown, I'm re-signing Jalen Duren. We're making it happen. Now, you got to be smart with it. I'm not saying you give him whatever he wants, but you come to some sort of agreement. If it's 45, whatever the number specifically is, that you make work. 50's aggressive, but you get kind of in that middle ground there. I'm re-signing Jalen Duren, making it happen.
Yes.
If it's Jalen Brown, I'm willing to listen. We can have that discussion. I'm not denying what he would be in Detroit. I make jokes, but he is a great player. But if you can't make that happen, I'm re-signing Jalen Duren. And to your point, I'm going to see what I can get for Tyler Hero. I'm going to try and get him. Even if it's I don't think it'll be a 1-year rental, but to get a guy like that this season, to have Cade, Hero, Duren, Asar, and you guys talk about Tobias, we'll see what happens there. But those are the two pathways I see for Trajan, and it'll be interesting to see what pathway he goes down there.
And real quick, I know there was obviously the big argument this morning, like Neil coming in the office and saying, well, if who's going to play center for you? If Trajan Langdon decides to trade Jalen Duren, his homework for the center position is probably already done. That means there's probably a free agent center out there that he likes and thinks that could play good minutes for the Pistons, or they could use other assets to maybe go try to get another starting caliber center. So Neil was in here this morning saying, well, who's going to play center for the Pistons if they decide to trade Jalen Duren? Trajan's going to do his homework and bring in a starting caliber center if we decide to trade him.
Yeah, shout out Chris again, just filling us in. No, they can't use mid-level exception because they didn't sign Joe. They have a trade exception from Stu they can use, or cap space they naturally have. And DNC said the mid-level exception is $15 million for free agent signings, not trades. So,
okay, there it is.
Let's see. Shout out Chris Platty in the chat. He says, and yes, Booner, they are locked into first apron. It is a hard cap. They can't go over a team salary of $209 million. The mid-level exception is only available for first apron and other teams.
So just get to the second apron.
Don't do that.
Get there. What's the second apron? What's everything?
You only get to the second apron if you know you got a championship roster.
Which I think you're there, though, right? Isn't that what works? We're there this year, correct?
I mean, we almost there. We close.
And at that point, you're paying
closer.
extra money, right?
Yeah.
We have an owner that wants to pay.
Because you can't sit in the second apron. Like, after that year where you try to go for it, you got to start selling off pieces unless you're going to be severely, limited.
But we have an owner that's willing to say, let's do it.
No, for sure. We have the owner.
And I wouldn't be shocked if that ends up happening this offseason.
But the base team has to be in the right place, and I don't know if we're there.
Look at the Thunder.
Yet.
Thunder, they're selling. Celtics are there. They're selling Jalen Brown. You're trying to get
teams want out of it.
You don't want to be there for
quickly.
Sure. No. Yeah. Yeah, Sebastian, he says it's being reported the Pistons just said they want to sign Duren and not trade him. Well, I mean, we're getting conflicting kind of reports here. So whatever.
It's not like us conflicting too. It's big-time people in the NBA.
Yeah.
We're getting sources wars right now.
Yeah.
And this is where I think it's starting to get confusing, and this is why the Pistons right now control the NBA offseason. Whatever move they make, the NBA is going to follow. Like, everyone's looking at the Pistons right now like, all right, what are they doing with Duren? Are they going to make a trade for Tyler Hero? Are they going to trade for Jalen Brown? It's all eyes on the Pistons right now. That's where we're at.
Yeah, Booner, Vegas odds. We do this. Booner Sportsbook. What are the odds that Jalen Duren is a Detroit Piston next year?
I think right now it's like minus 150. I do lean towards the fact, as much as I'm like, hey, I'm not a fan of paying a center that doesn't really have anything but like pick and roll, can kind of rim protect. Like I think that if you're paying 45 plus, it's for like a elusive center that can shoot the rock, that can move, can do a lot of different things. I don't know if Jalen Duren can do that. And again, might be able to get that into his game. I might be an outlier here, but I think the Pistons and them are going to come together on an agreement. And at the end of the day, Pistons hold all the cards. Like, they could just go to Jalen Duren. You're restricted, man. It's 4 years at that 45 a year. And that's it.
This comment, DNC, appreciate this one too. The Pistons cannot go into the second apron because we traded cash considerations and moved trade up. In
Chris,
I did see that report.
By the way, I did read out though that someone, a cap expert in the NBA, did tweet out and say they can still move around the Isaiah Stewart trade and move different. Like, this isn't these deals are not finalized yet. So that person, I can't remember.
Expand the trade.
Yes,
was the word,
I can't remember who it was. They said they can expand the trade, so it's not a finalized trade yet. They could still make moves to get up to 30-something million in cap space. So it's not over yet.
Let's get to some of these super chats because we kind of missed out on a couple of these. Did we? What do we got?
I got a couple here. Silas, Isaiah Joe is even a Piston name. He's a Pistons name. Needed good news.
Told you. Yeah.
They went from Isaiah Stewart to Isaiah Joe. Silas again, $5. I've been saying get uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. If Mad Lad Trajan gets it done, holy, this city ain't ready. I think he left a couple words out of there, but
I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
Shout out Silas.
And then Michael Weary, $2 said I'd offer 4 years, 39.5, but would not go to 40. I mean, I said I would go to 40.
Yeah, my point with that too is like
45.
I look at it like this, man. Like my biggest point is like if you're again looking at it from Jalen Duren's camp, Jared Allen's getting paid 30. He's obviously a better player than Jared Allen. Would you say he's $10 million better?
No. Oh, you talking about
Jalen Duren from Jared Allen? You think do you think Jalen Duren is $10 million better?
Probably.
He's an All-NBA
Yeah,
All-Star.
probably.
I would say yes. He's I would say 40. That's where I'm around the 40 number. Once you get to the 50s, I understand that. Okay, I understand that. What is Chet getting? Didn't Chet get a bag for like 50 something? Or
See, Neil brought that up. The issue with me, it's like there's just players you can't. I love Jalen Duren. Yeah, he's All NBA. Love him, right? But like you saw it in the postseason, they took his game away.
Yeah.
And it's easy to do that when you don't have another part of your game.
No, you're
Chet
right.
has multiple parts of his game. Chet also
Chet
Jalen
disappeared in the playoffs.
He did, but the year before, though,
they
he
asked-
didn't when they won a championship. So, like, that's where it's hard to be like, hey, let's compare him to a guy that's actually performed the year before when they won the finals.
But go look at his playoff numbers. He's averaging like 14 and 7.
Yeah, but again,
Which Chet's a good player.
Chet
but like,
also runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, right?
he can block shots. Yep, that's fair.
So, like, and I love Jalen Duren. I think he's good, but once you start getting to a certain price, like, again, Karl-Anthony Towns, you're taking him at that price over Jalen Duren because he can shoot. He's one of the best
Way
shooting
more
bigs
dynamic.
in NBA history. He can also defend. Like, there's just different, and I'm not saying Jalen Duren's not on these levels, but there's different parts of it to where, hey, some of these guys have different parts of their game that Jalen just doesn't have.
Yeah.
And when you do, and this is the part where I love you guys because you guys say, hey, you can add that, but when you start throwing a lot of money around, I just don't think when you're trying to win a championship this year, you can throw that money around for a guy that can add that. Like, there's a potential. Like, I get it. He's young, 22. Like, that's awesome. You got to win now. So you want to add players that already have that.
And you got to pay him now. You don't have time to wait and see if he'll turn into what he'll turn into. You got to pay him off the strength that, okay, we think you'll turn it into.
Right. If we're having this conversation and next year he's getting paid and then next year he goes and does a back-to-back year All-NBA, adds a mid-range to his game. Okay. Like, then we got this. It's just a year behind because people are like, hey, you want to see it from him. And it sucks that he had the playoffs he did in a year where this contract's coming up.
Let's go to break. We come back. We'll talk more about this. We're going to be joined in the second hour. By the way, don't go anywhere. Detroit Pistons beat writer for Woodward Sports, Troy Kool-Aid, Brandon Dent. He'll break it all down for us, give us some information that we are not familiar with because that's what he does. But first, we got to hear about our friends from Loom.
Shout out Loom, man, and they have a big Independence Day thing going on right now, and let me throw it on the board because if you buy 2 or more Splash, Fresh Coat, or Ritual products in a single transaction, you will be automatically entered to win the grand prize, which is 3 nights in Leelanau. I figured out that word, Leelanau Wine Country, for up to 6 guests. And the secondary prize, a $250 Loom gift card at all 40 of their stores, one guarantee for every store, man. So you want to get out to Loom for their Independence Day giveaway, sponsored by Loom, Fresh Coat, Splash, and Ritual. You can enter June 15th through July 5th. Don't miss it.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Thrive Energy pouches give me the energy and clarity to find and beat the shit out of every opportunity that shows its face.
Live and direct, I'm back on set action. Create the wave, we cannonball splash 'em. Light court swinging, get your head chopped. Point blank, dead stop. 16 bars in a headlock.
Thrive Energy pouches are for the people who actually want to win, not for the crybabies out there who are happy with a participation award. There's 0 sugar, so give Thrive a try. Go.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Making a massive decision in your life, and no, it's not sign and trade with Jalen Duren. It is buying a home or refinancing. It's a massive decision. You need people you can trust. That's why we're proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. They're a full-service lender, boasts a 99% close-on-time rate, and a 97% customer satisfaction score. You apply for a loan, mention Woodward Sports, and you will receive up to $500 off your appraisal. To score the deal, call the numbers on your screen, talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today. We're back, crunch time here on Woodward Sports, talking Jalen Duren. What's the future hold for Jalen Duren? I do like this comment because it actually is fair. Prolific. So the plan was to sign and trade Jalen Duren, then why did we give Isaiah Stewart up for a bag of chips?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because if you get rid of Jalen Duren, you have no idea who's. And I'm not doing the Neil thing. I'm genuinely asking, who's playing center? Like,
yeah, well, I think that's where the Caleb's point. If you make that move, you obviously have you know what your next move is.
Right.
Like, you know, like, hey, Isaiah Hartenstein's going to become available. Or, like, that's a name, honestly, I think you keep an eye on because I think it's a club option with him.
Yeah, it is.
And this Isaiah Joe trade just went through. Imagine if again, none of these trades get finalized.
Yeah.
This is hypothetical. I'm not saying that, but again, this is how it could work when you say who. All right, I'll tell you who. Imagine you get this Isaiah Joe trade. They just drafted Amon-Ra out of Michigan.
No.
They don't want to pay Hartenstein $20 million, $25 million, and you know you're about to trade for Jalen Brown and you're about to move Duren. Okay, you go call back the Thunder, say, hey, can we get Isaiah Hartenstein? Get a deal with them. Now you just did a package there. Move Duren, bring Jalen Brown in, Hartenstein, Isaiah Joe, and you figure out the money within those trades. Again, this is all hypothetical.
That would be a good move because he has the club option this year.
Hartenstein has it's a $28.5 million.
So when you're talking about, hey, who, that right there is just one where it's like, hey, it's kind of that easy though, where you can like you
said how much was it?
28.5.
Yeah, so they can accept it and then trade him. Yeah,
that's half of what you're going to pay Jalen Duren. I'm not saying that you're getting a Jalen Duren back, but you're adding, let's say, a Jalen Brown.
No, but he's a starting caliber center.
That's won a championship in his
starting caliber center.
Yeah, well, here's this comment. I love this comment. DNC. Shout out DNC, man. He's on one today. He says the Pistons can create $35 million by getting off of Karras, getting off of Duncan, and renouncing your rights on Tobias, Herter, and Beasley.
There you go.
You can get there. We are just far from there.
By the way, too, Chuck Brewer said Booner's playing a video game. I keep hearing this a lot, like yesterday with the Terrion stuff. This isn't a video game. Yeah. When we have these conversations, this is what really pisses me off of people. When we have these conversations, guys like Neil and in the chat, you guys say, "Oh, hey, who?" And then I give you a legit option that's realistic. That's not just a Madden trade. And then you're like, "Oh no, you're playing a video game." No, it's not. This thing. Like, welcome to the NBA. Welcome to the big leagues. This stuff happens. Like, you can move. You can move players. You can trade for players. This isn't a video game. Like, what are we talking about? You just traded Isaiah Stewart 48 hours ago. That would have been, if I told you that 2 months ago, you'd have been like, Booner, you're playing a video game. Like, don't ask for an answer. Right. And when you get an answer that you don't like, oh, it's a video game. No.
And are the Pistons playing a video game? Because they are in these waters right now.
That's what
they
a
are
video
in these
game
conversations.
is when you're a GM, hey, you're technically playing a video game.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Right.
So it's not where I'm out with this whole video game thing.
But it's not like we talking shit that's not actually happening.
You know what?
Like, this is actually happening before our eyes.
Exactly, and I love Chris for this. He said Trajan is literally playing a video game. He has ultimate flexibility. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
For the fans out there that are attached to players or think that, like Neil, oh, who are you going to get? You have the flexibility to go do what you want to do. If you move Jalen Duren, I can guarantee you Trajan Langdon can go find a center. It's not a who. You can go trade for someone. It's possible.
Now, if they do re-sign Jalen Duren and keep him around, I don't know the price point. Would you agree though that if you're going to pay a Jalen Duren, who, and I know we hate doing this, but who is 22, would you be willing to say and be like, that's fair? If I'm Trajan, I'm paying Jalen. You're also paying for. Yeah, it's like, well, you can't shoot right now, but that comes with the contract, though. Is part of paying a player is also projecting where he's going to go.
Yeah, the potential. Yeah.
That's fair?
I think that's fair, but I do think this is just my opinion. I think as you build teams, there's levels to building teams. You're entering again. I'm going to say this and be consistent with it. You're entering a contending period. You're expected this next year to go to the NBA Finals, and when you do that, it does flip a little bit to, hey, there's no more. Hey, we're expecting you to get there. It's like the thing with the Leem, right? Like, you paid that, you're expecting him to get there, but he didn't get there, and it kind of hurts you a little bit, and he got hurt, and like he never got there, and now you have $30 million on the books as the Lions that you could have used to go help get you to the Super Bowl on an edge rusher, right? Like, that's the part where it's, hey, I'm willing to pay the money, but you got to be there, especially if you're one of the three core pieces on a contending team.
Right.
Yeah, but there's and I understand that that's definitely an outcome, but I think we tend to do this a lot too. Or we look at an outcome and we focus on the worst case scenario of an outcome. Is that also fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
So there's also a scenario in which you pay Duren and he becomes an even better player. He gets rid of these playoff struggles, and you're pretty happy with the contract.
I think you could look at it in the middle. Let's just look at it in the middle. Right?
So there's two different ways.
Middle ground. Can we go middle ground? He is what he was last year. That's what you have to work with.
So
Is he worth what he was last year? Even
if
playoffs,
he's a continuous 19-10, yes.
but even
absolutely,
playoffs, he drops to 10.
But that's where it's like, okay, well,
no, but you can't in the playoffs. You have to raise your level.
Again, I'm going off what happened.
If Duren's at 19 points a game right now, he needs to be your third scoring option, like going forward. If you pay him all this money, there is no it's Tobias or somebody off the bench.
Yeah.
If you get that secondary scorer next to Cade, it has to be Cade, the secondary scorer, and then Jalen Duren.
That's where I get a little nervous. Where it's like I don't know in the playoffs going to the finals if you can rely on Jalen Duren to be your next guy.
But we've only had one sample size of it.
I know,
really,
but again,
honestly,
that's why you're in a weird spot because contracts due.
Yeah,
it's due, and I understand what you're saying. What if he does the same stuff in the playoffs? But what I'm saying is like, what if he
is
doesn't?
better? Right.
What if he just takes the regular season and it translates to the playoffs next year? And we're like, oh yeah,
then Trajan is a genius.
Yeah, and then he looks like a genius.
What if? There's a lot of what if.
That's a lot of what if.
I'm not going off of what if, I'm going off of what happened last year in the playoffs.
And you do have to err on the side of caution because these things happen. You sign these people to big money before their skill set develops, and then you get what you get.
I hate to pull this card out, and I hate to do this to people in the chat who are like, Booner, you're an idiot, this, that, and you guys, I hate to pull this out. But you know who agrees, and I did this to Caleb in the back, and he gave me a little like, who agrees with me? It's Trajan Langdon.
With what?
They're far away from on a contract. That's a fact.
Yeah, but that's not even the argument, though.
But I'm saying for them, they're probably looking at this like, hey, man, you did just do what you did in the playoffs. We're a little skeptical giving you the price you want.
Yeah,
so they're that's why they're so far away.
Yeah, but Booner, you did say they hold all the cards.
So they do, and that's why I think they're looking at it that way.
And this is what we talked about earlier. Like, there hasn't been a report yet that another team is willing to go and sign Jalen Duren to that money. So, like, let's say, okay, just for hypothetical, let's say the offer that Trajan Langdon and the Detroit Pistons offered Jalen Duren that they were obviously offended about because the report just came out, he wants to sign and trade, was $36 million. Let's say that was it.
Right.
Who says another team is willing to come out and give him the 45 they're able to give him, or give him the 40 they're able to give him? Like, we might just have Jalen Duren just might say, "Fuck it, fine, give me the 38." And I'll play
again, that's like a who says. Like, I'm playing off facts that they're far away on a contract, and the Pistons are looking at it.
You're kind of playing a who says too.
No, I'm not, because the report came out this morning that they're far away on a contract.
Yeah, but the report.
hold
on, but I love you. I love you to death. I think that the Trajan Langdon agrees with me thing is ridiculous because I could say the same thing. Trajan Langdon agrees with me. The report just came out from Chris Haynes. They want to retain him and re-sign him. So they agree with me. They want to bring him back. That's their sole focus.
They want to, but again, there's a difference. Like, there's a gap in the contract.
No question. Which me and you, we
there's
agree
a
on.
line he's not.
That is where I'm looking at it with Trajan, to where Trajan Langdon's like, again, he's probably looking at the playoffs. We're not giving you 45.
No
100%.
doubt.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
is,
and we agree.
That's what I'm saying is, hey, Trajan's kind of on the side of, we could talk about, hey, you can improve and do all this. Trajan walked to the conference room in the table with his agent, and he averaged 10 points a game in the playoffs. And you want me to pay you 45 to 50 million? Okay, I'll give you 35 right now. And now negotiating just started.
But if I'm his
agent, that's
agent,
where I'm at with him. Where if I'm on Trajan's side, where I'm doing the same thing, and you could play the what ifs like, well, what if he did what he did in the regular season in the playoffs? Trajan goes, but he didn't.
Yeah, okay, I'm his agent. You could have signed him for 35 last year, and you did.
They declined.
And he's an All-NBA player, and he's an All-Star.
Did the Duren's team decline that?
They didn't sign. They didn't work out a contract agreement last
True, but they
offseason.
they had to sign Cade last offseason,
but
right?
they didn't come to an agreement last. So his agent would say, well, Booner, he's an
Which
All-NBA player and an All-Star.
This is why I think
so you're going to offer him the same contract before he was an All-NBA player and an All-Star?
This is why I think both sides is fair. But the only issue I run into is if we're going to sit here and use if he plays his regular season in the playoff. Like,
okay, you're focused on that. I said that just to respond to. I'm not.
I don't think that holds argument.
That's not my argument. We're saying that because you said, well, what if he's? Look at this scenario. He's the same player. It's like, okay, well, look at this scenario. He's not the same player. Like, we could do that all day. The point I'm making is we agree. There's a number that we all agree. We're not paying Jalen Duren. We agree with that.
For sure.
My point is, if you're not getting Jalen Brown, that's my number one option. I'm keeping, not number one option literally, but in free agency.
I get you. Yeah.
I'm keeping Duren.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a line. If you're one of those guys, not you, but anyone that's like, I just get rid of him. I'm not with you on that. Yeah. Like, if it's Jalen Brown, I'll listen. If not, welcome back to Detroit, Jalen Brown.
And then you got to go make another move like a Tyler Hero or something.
And they can still work out something like that.
They can.
They
so I agree on that.
That's
I just think this whole contract thing with Jalen Duren, it's just one of those things where, again, Pistons hold the card. What did you do in the playoffs? And you could, and again, he could go to the table and say, well, look what I did in the regular season. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but that's because the playoff performances already factor into the negotiation because he's going to lose out on money regardless.
He's not getting.
He's not getting the max. Yeah. That's already decided. The playoff performance you keep bringing up.
I would
that's
love
already,
though to see.
He's not getting 60.
Well, the most
50.
he'll get is 45. That's it. He's not getting under 45 or more than 45.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. So if there's people out there that think it's 45, that's the max that the Pistons will give him. I'm just interested to see what Jalen Duren's camp's like actually wanting. That's where I'm at. I wonder if he wants like the 50, and that's where it's again that they throw the sign and trade report in there with whoever they leaked it to, and I wonder if there's a team that reached out. Like, what if the Lakers are bumping that number up like we did with Reeves? What if they're like, all right, hey, Mr. Agent, if he gets to the sign and trade, we'll give him 40 or we'll give him 52.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we were talking about in the back too. Boone is like. Yeah, Duren probably wants that max. That's why the sign and trade thing came out. I just don't see, and like, yeah, Booner, to your point, like, I just don't see with the playoff performances that a team is going to be willing to give him that. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think a team will go all the way to the max. There's just probably the reason I think it came out is there's probably a team out there that tipped their cap a little bit or trying to drive his price up.
I mean, let's look at. So he's eligible. He's eligible now with the third team stuff for a 5-year, 287, which is obviously like
57 a year.
That's yeah.
He's not a 57.
No, but to what Buddha was saying, the playoff performances now that's off the table. So now we're working under. We can't use the playoff performances again with the 45 million or he's not getting that number because of the playoff performances like what Buddha said.
Right.
That's already factored into this negotiation now. Like Trajan's not gonna be like, I ain't paying you that, bro. You average 10, 11 points in the playoffs.
Again, they won't get over 45.
Yeah,
because
I think 45.
The restricted thing goes up to 45, 177 for 4. That's it. So whoever if they don't sign and trade, that's it. That's the bottom line, and that's where I think Duren and his camp are a little. I can understand it too. Like if you're Jalen Duren, you were third All NBA team or whatever. You have $57 million a year on the table. Like I could see why you're going to do everything you can to try and get that.
Of course,
I can see it. And if you're going to throw the sign and trade thing out there to try and get it, I understand.
By the way, DNC LeBron deciding between LA and Cleveland. LA has reportedly had no contact. No Detroit.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, dang. Also,
LeBron's not coming home.
Not worried about
also,
it.
DNC ENT, he said, shout out, he's been on fire today. He said, cap leaders right now, the Lakers, $54 million before Reeves, Brooklyn, $36 million, Chicago, $32 million. Yeah, Trajan won't be dumb to say, hey, here's $40 million. I got $30 million. You could go see what you can go see if you could go find more. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Also, too, another breaking news in Detroit. The Red Wings are now taking calls on Alex DeBrincat to trade. And teams are interested in reaching out.
Things are happening, man. It's the offseason, but it's really not the offseason. I mean, all this stuff is happening within a week span. You got TA going to jail, allegedly. We'll see.
I'm happy because at least we ain't got to talk about the Tigers every goddamn
Well, not going to jail literally, but going to prison, allegedly. We'll see what happens there. You have Jalen Duren potentially getting traded, Alex DeBrincat.
Hey, Headhunting said, yes, Duren saw Cade get the max before you earned it, but there's a difference between giving someone money who has drafted #1 overall and the exception of being the face of the franchise. I get the Jalen Duren thing. Like, get your bag, man.
But Duren did technically play his way into these type of talks.
He did. He for sure
take
did.
the playoffs out of it. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. He didn't show up in the playoffs, but the regular season speaks for itself. He went from 12-9 to 19 and 10.
He had games where he had 30 and 15.
Cade was out, and he did help get them to the 60 wins because Cade was hurt a lot of those times. So I understand.
Yeah, come on.
But at the end of the day, that's a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
And I would rather – I'm going to stay so consistent on this. If he had a great postseason, right, and he averaged 19 and 10 in the postseason and you went to the conference finals, I would be way more willing to be like, all right, here's 50. Like, I would. But he's shown that, like, hey, that could be a bad option. I would rather take that $50 million and go get Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
Someone who has been there, done that, and you know he can do it.
That's where, like, ideally you'd like him to perform in the playoffs, okay, no doubt. But because of his performance, that's why you're not going to have to pay him all that money. Okay, that factors into that's why. Freddie Felt, appreciate the 2. He says, are there any Italian rainbow cookies left? The boys got after those, man.
And I want to say shout out Freddie Felt, too. I beat him in the punting contest yesterday. Shout out. And he sent me $5 on
Yeah, he did.
He pays up.
Shout out.
By the way,
Freddie Felt's the man.
By the way, Neil Rule, where's my coffee? I'm just
wondering. He said Monday. He said
so
Monday.
we're delaying it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I couldn't delay $5, but $10. But he can't delay a $3 coffee. Oh, okay.
I asked him this morning. He said Monday.
So
Wow.
just so the
He
chat
must have
knows.
forgot about it.
Everyone's saying, Jeff, I paid my debts that morning. And Neil Rule, we're going to wait till Monday to pay off
We
a
have to wait
$3
4
coffee?
days.
All right. We might not be alive
He's-
Monday.
Yeah.
he's
Honestly.
He's the golden voice.
He is.
Yeah. He's got the nice house, the electric car.
But he can't get coffee.
He can't get a
from
$3 coffee. Pay up, Neil. I want my coffee. Black, please. And thank you.
I would love to say I just want to put out 2 creams would be sick for me.
Oh, yeah.
I would like just a couple cream, no sugar, just cream. Few cream.
I love talking shit on behalf of Caleb, by the way. It was Caleb who actually won, but I'm
Can I-
talking shit.
Shout out.
Well,
Caleb,
today-
Caleb,
Can I
out for the
say,
board.
when you
Fellas.
called me last night, can I say just a part of what you told me?
Yeah.
Caleb says, I think it might be good for my career if I get it.
Oh, no, you can't say that. You
Okay.
can't say that. You can't say that. No, you can't say that.
If
Don't
he
say
keeps
that.
winning,
No,
pump
yeah.
up.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I think that was a great moment, dude.
Yeah, but
Like when
no,
you said
don't
that,
say
it fired me up. I went, I think it is. I don't know why you wouldn't want to say that.
No, don't say it. Booner, I swear to God, if you say it,
Keep his
don't say it.
business in the
Let's go.
tuck.
Can
I'm
we go to
telling
break
you,
before
it
Booner
might be good
says
for
it?
your career
Can
if
we
you
go-
say
can we-
that.
Can we go to break before Booner says
I'm not
anything
going to
stupid?
say it, but I think it's,
one more.
as someone who, I think you should do it. Content.
I want to read this.
Great
This
content.
comedy 14 great. You don't trade Stu if you have any thoughts of trading Duren.
Yeah.
People keep saying that.
Oh, that's 2 separate things, I think. I don't think those are
Yeah, it's 2
close.
separate,
I
yeah.
think you could still trade Duren and Stu and go out and get guys. You can.
Stu
you know
was
that.
more so for the bigger move.
For
Because
sure.
they plan to keep Duren, so, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely. I think he's going to be a Piston, man. Let's go to break. We got what we got? Planet Fitness. Let me
Planet
tell you about
Fitness.
him. Planet Fitness.
Mark Williams just got 3 years, $38 million from the Suns.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's for everyone.
Shout out
Over
Mark.
2,700 clubs nationwide with 50 in Metro Detroit. Access to that Black Card Spa as well. For only $24.99, you can bring a free guest. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. Go work out. Get your membership. We'll see you after.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
All right, Summer Nights, Cold Drinks and Tigers Baseball, Woodward Sports. We're actually heading to Art and Jake's in Sterling Heights next Tuesday, June 30th at 7 p.m. We're doing a Detroit Tigers versus New York Yankees watch party. It's at 7. You don't want to miss a single pitch. They have 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, the best food in the city. Make sure you go check it out next week. Watch party, Detroit Tigers, you New York Yankees. Maybe Maz will be there too, by the way. A lot of people in the chat are, where's Maz? Maz might be there. Who knows? We might see Maz. Go check it out. A sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Dude, Art and Jake sounds unbelievable right now.
It really does.
Man.
It really does. If I got that max contract like Duren is expected to get, if I got it, I'd go to Art and
No,
Jake's.
dude, the
I'd buy
amount
everything on the
of
menu.
crunch time bites I'd buy from there would be disgusting.
Oh, love is real. Was the center from Duke that's in Phoenix a bust? I never seen him play last season. I actually, we can go down. We can go down this
Mark
road
Williams.
too. I
No,
love
Malawa.
Mark Williams coming
Yeah.
out.
No, from Duke last year, that's Malawak. That's Phoenix.
Oh,
No, I think he's talking about.
who's Mark? Who just said Mark Williams got extended? Did someone say that?
He
Yeah,
did.
someone in the
he
chat,
did,
Someone in the
but-
chat just did it.
That's what I was referring.
He averages like 12 and 8.
Yeah.
I loved Mark Williams.
Me
coming
too.
out.
He averaged actually last year. He averaged 15 in 24, 25, and Charlie averaged 15 and 10.
Yeah.
Like he's good. I actually, and I'll hand up say it. I wanted like my projection that year in 2022 is I actually put a bet on that the Pistons were going to trade up or it was something like that for a center and draft a center. I thought it was going to be Mark Williams.
Yeah,
and it ended up being Jalen Duren. So that's hand up on me.
Do you guys remember the Lakers traded for Mark Williams before he got traded to Phoenix? It was they traded for Connect. And
Dalton
Mark
Knecht.
Williams failed his physical, so he couldn't go to the Lakers.
That would've been a good
Dalton
move for
Connect
them.
just goes back to LA like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
that's
Everybody
crazy.
hates me.
That would have been good for the Lakers.
By the way, Neil Rule says, why does Taron Arnold look like Akon when he's in jail?
He does, man.
You think? Hey,
We've been
Neil,
all morning with that.
Neil, do you think Terrion gets coffee bets in jail?
Oh.
Yeah, Neil Rule, what happened with that? I mean, we had the whole bit you made on Big D about me not paying $10. I paid you, and we're expecting my nice black coffee today for me to sip on this
2
show.
cream.
And Booner's with 2 cream. And Caleb's coffee, KG's coffee, Ryan Lentz's coffee. There's no coffee.
No coffee this
A
morning.
lot of bourbon, though.
Yeah.
It was a lot of bourbon, yeah.
What's going on with that, Neil?
A lot of homemade coffee.
Oh, I'll wait till Monday. Okay.
That's just a thing for I forgot. That's what it is.
He absolutely forgot.
He forgot. That's all right.
No. I'm just trying to be consistent. Is that
Can
fair?
I just say one thing? It's been weighing on me all show. Can I just say it? And it's going to come out on the Woodward Sports Social. I lost today. I lost today on the putting green. I lost to Bomber. I just want to go out there and say it. It's been weighing on me all show. I have to say it. I lost. Shout out Bomber. Shout out Bomber,
man.
But look again. I'm
gotta
still
keep the
confident
record
in my
intact.
abilities. 4-1. I'm still confident in my abilities. Whoever wants it in the studio can get it.
All right. That's big of you to come out and admit
Thank
that.
you. Thank you, KG. It was weighing on me.
It's all good.
But with this Duren stuff too, one more thing I want to bring up is that Trajan Langdon came out before this offseason and kind of just not just Jalen Duren in general, but the Pistons team in general. Like he came out and said, Asar Thompson, Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson. These are the players we're building around. And you guys kind of alluded to it earlier. Like you trade Isaiah Stewart. Like you saw Marcus Sasser, love him, played playoff minutes last year. You think of guys like Javonte Green. We're probably going to look at, like we keep talking about these big names, the Heroes, the Powells. Obviously, we just bring in a guy like Isaiah Joe. We might see a totally different rotation and just team in general outside of these 3 core pieces. Like when Trajan Langdon, he wasn't lying. Like outside of those 3 guys, we might see a totally different team, totally different bench team, totally different everything. Outside of maybe guys like Duncan, who we could bring back, but I don't even see that.
Well, I was going to ask, I want to bring this up too. Like we were talking a lot about Duren, but we didn't really talk enough about like how different, like you said, Caleb, this team could actually look. Like the guys they can get out from under this offseason, like we just talked about Isaiah Joe and Duncan Robinson. Like, will Duncan Robinson even be here?
That's
Tobias Harris.
He's under contract.
He's under contract.
So
but
I do feel like he'll be here, but
yeah,
he could be a trade piece.
There you go.
That's a team option, right? With
that
Duncan.
I don't know. That I'm not sure.
Let me double check.
Yeah,
But Tobias Harris, his future, what's going on with that? Are you bringing back Unk?
Right.
You know, and Tobias was great in the playoffs, but what's that price tag
No,
look like?
he's under contract. Duncan's under contract for the next 2 years, $16 million cap hit each year.
He got the Malik Beasley deal.
Another one.
And he's unrestricted free agent in 2028.
Karis LeVert.
Yep.
He's making some change.
He gone.
He gone. So we're not even like we're just at the beginning of this whole thing with Trajan. Like they're still
I think Isaiah Joe kind of shows you that Karis and or Kevin Herter, maybe both are gone.
That's just, by the way, too, that Isaiah Joe, and I've said it before here today, that's just scratching the surface of what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like Jeff said, this roster is going to look a lot different, and Chris said it in the chat earlier. Trajan has the most flexibility out of any team in the NBA right now in free agency. And you have a top 5 player in the league. You potentially could still sign Jalen Duren, which you're probably going to, Asar Thompson, and they still have flexibility to get whoever they want. Literally, they could do whatever they want. Just name it, they can do it. As long as the player is available via trade or free agency, they can do it. And I'm not going to be shocked if they do it. I think they will. Tuesday's going to be a big – Tuesday and Wednesday's going to be big because things are going to get moving real quick. And you're going to really see what Trajan's about on Tuesday.
Another name we didn't bring up, like in terms of rotational pieces, I think he's the only player that really earned himself a spot in that playoffs. B-Ball Paul's probably the only player that you kind of see coming off that bench that we did last year.
There's your center. B-Ball Paul.
No.
Hey, let him cook,
B-Ball
man.
Paul's such an
Let him
anomaly
cook.
because like he came in and he was like when the games he would start was like 18-9, 17-9, and we still don't see him as a starting center because he's not. But
not a starter
no, he's
for sure.
not.
Off
He's
the
not.
bench, I'd be all for it.
Sure.
I'd be all for it.
For sure. Yeah, that's probably going to be one guy we see, one of the familiar faces on this Detroit
He'll get a
Pistons.
minute.
Hey, by the way, Stephen A. Smith, he went on the show this morning on First Take this morning, and you know what he said? The first team that comes to my mind for Jalen Brown was the Detroit Pistons.
I will say, though, with Jalen Brown, even though we can agree that Cade and Jalen Brown would be incredible, you are handicapped because of his contract. There won't be as many moves to be made as opposed to maybe getting a cheaper player.
Yeah.
He is making $60 million.
And he wants an extension.
So, that's where, okay, it would be great to have Cade and Jalen Brown, but you would be top-heavy, and you'd have to kind of figure that out.
For what them two would give you together, I think I'd take that risk.
That's the only issue.
Risk versus reward. That's what it is. But
it's tough to be like, Cade and Jalen at basically Cade and Jalen combined probably like $100 million, whatever it is, a little over 100, and then you're like, all right, we're gonna go sign this center for this 20 million-ish. Norman Powell, welcome to the club. You're pretty handicapped.
Well, I mean, that's why these Isaiah Joe contracts could be so important. He's only making $11 million, and he's going to be a key contributor. That's why a guy like a Corey, like maybe him off the bench, he gives you something too. That's why these, and you brought it up earlier, these role player pieces on these championship teams. That's why it's so important, because you're paying your best players these top dollar. You don't have the flexibility to pay a ton of people on your team, $20 million. But that's why these Isaiah Joe contracts are huge.
Hey, Organic says, y'all gonna learn Ugana.
Yeah,
sure.
A lot of people talk about
that's
him
our
too.
shot blocker.
But I'm sorry, he's a second-round pick. We'll wait and see what's going on.
Again, I think that's potentially a two-way player.
But I will say,
there's your center.
No, but
there's your center.
I will say the fact that he's 7 foot and the Pistons do not have that kind of length in this locker room, it gives him opportunity.
Come on, KD.
I'm just saying, there's an opportunity he could play.
They probably will sign him to a normal deal. Honestly, now that you say that, I kind of think about it. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's possible. Let's watch Summer League and see what happens.
Dave's Wan 1077. I don't even know how to say that name. He said Pistons have been in contract talks with Beasley's reps as of a couple weeks ago. By the way, false. Just so people know.
They are.
Malik Beasley is, I think it's a fact, is not allowed right now to have an agent. And when Trajan got asked about it, he said, we haven't talked to his reps or his agents because he can't have one. Yeah, so even Beasley going on these streams being like, oh, it's my agent. He doesn't maybe he has an agent to go be in movies or something, or be on streams, like a gaming agent or something. He doesn't have an NBA agent. So that right now, that I think, and obviously the Isaiah Joe thing today, I think that just closes the door.
My boy is overseas playing in, I think he was on Bad Bunny's little international team. My boy is trying not to get arrested. I'm sorry. It's over on Beasley, y'all. I'm sorry.
I
love him too. But
hey, well, this guy, Blakely, stop with the Jalen Brown-ish. He wants out of Boston because he wants his own team.
I don't feel that way, bro.
Full thing.
I don't think so.
Well, I'll say this though: you're not wrong with the narrative there. I'm willing to make this Cade and Jalen Brown thing work if it's feasible, because I think Cade is as great as he is. I think he would. I don't want to say defer as it's a disrespectful thing, but I think Cade is okay if he's not leading the team in scoring.
Of course.
Can I just say this?
Because he's as
Jalen Brown, you can take the last shot if you want. It's cool.
Can I just say this? And you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. Stop me immediately if I'm wrong. Has Jalen Brown came out and said, I want out of Boston because I want my own team?
I don't think so.
No,
they shopped him for Giannis, so now he's probably like, well, what the fuck? You just put me up for a trade. Now I kind of want out of here. I've never heard him say. You listen to all these interviews with him and Jason Tatum. They love each other. They both love playing in Boston. I don't think obviously Jalen Brown was the number one option there when Jason Tatum was hurt, but I've never heard him say, and again, chat, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I've never heard him say, I want out of Boston because I want to be a number one option somewhere. Obviously he probably does, but I don't think he'd be mad going to play for a guy playing with a guy like Cade Cunningham. I've never heard him say, I want out of Boston because I want my own team.
He didn't say it. It was just reports indicated that Jalen Brown, his camp, and that they want their own.
I think that was a connect the dots situation. It's the arguments we get into about let's connect the dots. Well, it's those aren't really reports. It's just kind of this is maybe what it is.
Right.
Is that just people trying to create headlines?
I think it is. I don't think there's ever been a report specifically, hey, Jalen wants his own
No,
team.
it hasn't been.
And I
And
think
to
it's
be
just
honest,
a narrative out there.
I don't care because if you get traded, you don't really have a choice. I don't care about your attitude or your demeanor. Can you help me win ball games? And that's what Jalen Brown would help you do. Like, he has no choice. If you come to Detroit, this culture is strong enough, and everybody knows coming in, this is K's team. Like, it's just, it is what it is. You got to accept that coming here. But I don't think it's that. And I think if he were to come here, he'd be a great Piston, bro. He'll fit in just fine, bro.
Hey, it's Jay said if Jalen Brown wants his own team, all right, 3-team trade. Pistons get Devin Booker, Celtics get Duren, Suns get Jalen Brown.
Okay, now we're playing video games.
That's
okay?
a video game trade, but that would still be
I mean,
awesome. I would be like, yes, I'm in on that.
Organic says Brown wants out. It's Florida, actually, this comment. John Wall said it on a podcast that Brown wanted his own team. Well, John Wall's probably just talking.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
don't
John
think
Wall being like, this is the mindset that I would have if I'm Jalen Brown.
Right.
Yeah, well, he wants his own team. He's not saying, hey, I heard. Or
Is
he
John
told
Wall
me.
friends with Jalen Brown? Like, are they
I don't
talking
know.
to each
I
other?
don't know. I have no clue.
AI ain't right says JB wants another $400 million. That one's probably true. Okay,
Yeah,
Jalen Brown
for
he
sure.
probably wants another $400 million.
Well, he's due an extension, I think, July 6th or whenever the new year or whatever it is. He's due an extension, and it's like a massive
and
one.
you got to think about that too if you're trading.
But again, guys, I've said it a million times. Good players make a lot of money in today's NBA.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is what he's worth.
Shout out Deuce, gave $5, said Brown said this year without Tatum was his favorite year in
that's
Boston.
also true.
He did say
that.
He said it was the most fun he's had playing basketball or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can, again, it's
Connect
one of
the dots
it's a
situation.
connect the dots thing. But when we connect the dots, things could get like little,
Hey, Caleb.
Damn it!
Through the hey, what do you think about that, Caleb? Why? He won a championship.
So what? He had fun playing basketball. That's all he said.
Oh, because he was hooping. He was hooping out there.
And
Well,
guys,
yeah, he was an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he had
if
fun.
if he was unhappy, it would be known. Like,
Yeah.
it's just way too much media covering that team right now. Like,
100%. 100%.
you would know by now.
Scouting to the max. Free TA. He was set up. All right, we'll go to break on that.
Hey, shout out.
We're gonna break
Shout
on
out,
that.
man.
Let's double up.
Free my dog, man.
Let's double up here, and then we come back. We'll keep this thing rolling, man. The people are loving the Jalen Duren stuff. We'll keep it rolling. We got to hear about our friends from Thrive and Gold Crown.
All right, Boone, tell us about
Let me tell you guys about Thrive. You know who needs Thrive right now?
Who?
Trajan Langdon, because
What?
he is working. He needs some energy. It's time to upgrade your game with the Thrive Energy pouches. It's not your daddy's dip. It's a tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse. Has 300 milligrams of clean and smart caffeine with alpha GPC and L-theanine. Make sure you can go find them at dipstop.com, and you can use promo code WSN for 15% off that entire order, or find them at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. It's Thrive, baby. They just effing work.
And another thing that could give you some energy or lay you down for the night is these Gold Crown Royal Jesters, man. 1.5 grams each, and they are quad infused, keef coated, live resin infused, THCA, diamonds, and terpenes, all packed into one big, beautiful joint, ready to be smoked at any given time and get you right for the summer. Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you hit the dispo, don't think, just ask for the Royal Jesters, because if you're gonna smoke, why ain't you smoking like royalty?
Neil Rule and Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy has moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's Mortgage's symbol of excellence, part of the very fabric of mortgage pros. The Blue Jacket, a symbol reserved for those that have separated themselves from the pack. Those who chose discipline over excuses, standards over shortcuts. At Mortgage Pros, greatness isn't given, it is earned.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Mad Packs, the maddest of packs, and y'all know what it is, man. I tell you about this at least 3 times a day, but Mad Packs has great products. I'm not joking, man. These Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash, Boom Shakalaka, shout out Kool-Aid, the 200 milligram hash rosin gummies and the high-low 200 milligram live resin gummies. If you like the pre-rolls and you like the tarantulas, I'm pretty sure you're going to like the gummies, y'all. So come on, man. Alongside with the Mad Packs extracts, that's the concentrates, the Moon Rock, which is the Blizzard packs. They got everything you need, man. So learn more at getmadpacks.com. Mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs.
And let me tell you guys about Founders All Day IPA. They have been going for over 15 years now. It's their 15th year anniversary. It's citrusy, it's crisp, refreshing, with perfectly balanced taste. 4.7 ABV to last the distance of an entire game. And you can get right now $5 shorts at any Art and Jake's locations in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. It's the greatest deal of all time. And with those deals, as always, just please drink responsibly.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. Shit you may not know usually happens around this time, but we're going to keep it Pistons. It's a big day.
We have
Jalen Duren's future being in question. Isaiah Joe was traded for, and we're going to be joined by one of our own here at Woodward Sports, covers the Detroit Pistons for Woodward Sports. Also, Woodward Pistons as well, which you should be following. Our guy, Detroit Kool-Aid, is going to be joining us in a second here to help us kind of go through all this stuff going on with Jalen Duren. We're just getting his mic figured out. Let's go. Do we have any super chats that we missed out on that we have not got to before we move on? Caleb?
Let's see. Did we get the Deuce G $5? Brown said this year without Tatum. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're all caught up then.
Then we got people sending jewels and stuff. Shout out Polo Boy. Sending jewels in the chat. Shout out 350 jewels.
By the way, the jewels thing I'm figuring out now on YouTube. I wasn't familiar. I was not familiar about the jewels. We got our guy. He is here. Oh, my bad. Let me get out the way. Here we go. Detroit Kool-Aid. How we doing, Brandon? How we feeling?
Here, man. Crunch time, so I'm good. Really good. You know what? Trajan Langdon starting to really get me fired up.
Did we got him on?
We will. Give it 2 seconds.
We'll talk to you, man. I want to get your thoughts on a lot of stuff that happened today. We had Isaiah Joe get traded. Yeah. Jalen Duren's futures in question. Let's just start with the Isaiah Joe trade. So what do you think? They're getting a shooter, a proven shooter, last 4 years of his career, 40% shooter, one of the best, if he's open, he's making it. I think he shoots at like a 45% clip in the corner when he's open. So what do you think of Isaiah Joe?
One of those kind of catch and shoot from anywhere type guys, and I think you need as many of those players as you can get around, not just Cade Cunningham, but players like Asar Thompson. When you see a team in back-to-back rounds go and pack the paint against your squad, they're basically saying, you ain't got shooters. You ain't like that. And so when you see the Pistons go out there and get a high volume, 6 threes a game, 42%, during the regular season, 35% in the playoffs, this is them making a statement saying, you know what, we recognize the weakness, and Trajan Langdon is going out there and he's addressing it. And you know what? The interesting part about this deal is to do it for, a couple second-round draft picks.
Yeah.
It was interesting to me that they didn't send back any other salary. So I do wonder then, is there something else on the way, something bigger on the way, where they need those other salaries to match for another deal?
That's a great point.
Can I ask you, we can go back to the Isaiah Joe stuff in a second. I have to ask you about the Jalen Duren news. Because there's right now, there's reputable sources basically reporting both sides of this. So it's a weird thing. Like we just recently, Jeff, who was it that just recently just said, hey, they're looking to sign him? Chris Haynes. But then earlier today you had the Mark Stein show and them report, hey, they're far on a deal. And they right now are looking for a sign and trade, or Jalen Duren might want to sign and trade. Can you break that down for us? Because for me, I take it as, hey, Pistons are offering something low. Jalen Duren wants maybe over that 45 a year, and he's kind of pushing for that. Do you think there's – the thing what I was saying is there teams out there that are saying, hey, we're interested in over 45 for Jalen Duren. We would do a sign and trade. Where do you see this thing going with the whole Jalen Duren situation?
Well, look, early in this thing, Trajan Langdon and the Pistons report was that they were telling him, go out there and find your deal. What that meant to me is that they would accommodate whatever. They were willing and ready and able to sign. Now, if that winds up being a sign and trade because it just goes outside the scope that they want to, you know what? Good on Trajan Langdon. Yeah. Good on him. Everything that I've been hearing over the last few days, including what we saw in the draft, including reports of Austin Reeves, including this deal for Isaiah Joe, and honestly, as much as we love Beef Stew, not being so beholden to the longest tenure Piston to a fault. So right now, I like the way that Trajan is moving. We put up the clip this morning of Jeff, the last Woodward Pistons stream we did, and you were talking about, hey, you know what? We're going to now see if Trajan Langdon is passive. right now, early on, I think he's showing something a little bit different than I would have expected out of a Pistons GM or president of basketball operations, let alone some of the other GMs in town.
Yeah, it's weird, man. This Duren stuff, to me, I mean, we were having the conversation too before, like, you know, and Neil's point, you know, he was talking about this morning is, well, who are you going to get? What other center are you going to get if you don't re-sign Jalen Duren? Like, in your mind, because me and Booner talked about this too. Like, if Jalen Duren's camp is unhappy with the offer sheet or they're unhappy with the price, and the Pistons are very firm with what they want to give him. Obviously, he's not going to get the max he can get here. What do you in your mind? Not that you have that information maybe on hand, but what's maybe a number you think? What ballpark do you think the Pistons are at with a number, and what do you think Duren's camp is with the number? Like, how far do you think they're actually off with coming into agreement here?
I've been under the, I guess, understanding that they were okay with the max that another team could offer.
Okay,
and
so
that's why you come,
and
that's why when you come into the season, you have to think how they handle all their young players. They don't get this far with them unless they're going to re-sign them.
Right.
But when that All-NBA third team went live, especially you couple that with the playoff performance, I can see how that could create a little bit of a difference between what Trajan and the team wants to do and what you do with Duren. Now, can they go over the cap and sign Duren? I think it's, me personally, I don't think it's worth the hassle to kind of budge over what the money could be between what the Pistons could offer with that extra year and what another team could offer. Me personally, it won't necessarily hamstring them if they just do all their signings in the correct order, and if you have a surefire development plan for Jalen Duren. You know what I mean? Even though there were things we didn't like and things we want to see more, the tool sets are there. We saw him take a big leap in this regular season. So, like I said, I'm actually glad that this hasn't been a rush, you know, to get something done type situation for Trajan Langdon and the Pistons. I feel like in years past, some of these types of things we're already hearing they're going to sign them for the max. That's just what they're going to do. And it's like, nope, Trajan is moving a little bit more methodically, man. What do they call him? The Alaskan Assassin?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I like that. Do you think that the fact that this came out this morning and that report came out that Jalen Duren, you know, they said, hey, go find your deal. If you find one, we've been working on signing. Do you think the fact that got reported, we're guessing his agent or someone leaked it, that they found another team and another suitor that's willing to get into that $50 million range, and that's why this got out, and that's why they're like, hey, on Tuesday when it opens up, there might be a sign and trade?
Or at least trying to put up the bat signal to have other teams who might have struck out on Giannis, other teams who might strike out on their A1s, now all of a sudden you get an opportunity to think in a different direction. You know, do I believe that the Pistons are trying to shop or trade Jalen Duren? No. I do believe they want him here long term. But this front office, especially with Mike Blackstone, I know you got the opportunity on Big D Energy to interview him with Neil Rule.
Yep, shout out to him.
They are a very frugal bunch. They understand, and not that they won't spend, but it's just in how they spend.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen them, particular. I haven't seen them really move that needle. Dennis Schroeder, he just got a little bit more from the Sacramento Kings per year. And they were like, see ya. They're like, no, that's not going down. So that's where I'm like, okay, you know, this is not a situation where, I mean, you look at Isaiah Stewart. Who knows where they were with numbers there? He's on one of the best deals in the NBA, but I told you guys, he's not going to go up, in my opinion, if he stays if he stays as a Piston on his next contract.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a number that was going to go backwards. And Tobias Harris, I pondered that this morning. I haven't heard anything about him. A guy who probably played himself into more money, but you haven't heard that the Pistons are like racing to sign him. Logically, you would think, well, don't you want your guys? No, I think this front office in this one of the most pivotal off seasons in Pistons last 20 years, they're doing things like their way. Feels like they're the ones in control right now.
What do you think, by the way, too, that everyone's saying that Trajan now has control of the NBA offseason? Do you think that they kind of like, because they are very methodical with how they do things to that point, but now all of a sudden, something we have, like I said, we haven't seen this in Detroit. Any team, they have control of the full NBA, and you have Brian Windhorst coming out. Everyone's coming out and being like, that's the team that has literally every single control of free agents, trade market, everything. Do you think that they're going to take advantage of this?
I'm just looking around, I'm like, okay, so KG, you be the next oldest. I've never seen this for the Pistons in my life.
Ever, bro. They are in a cycle, bro.
I haven't seen a Detroit team where it's like they actually have control of everything in the offseason.
Like they're like the biggest names. Like even look, they didn't say that Kawhi's not an option for the Pistons. They just said But if it happens, he ain't gonna sign long term.
Essentially, he said no.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Come here, bro. Come here. Like, nowhere have I seen a report that it was like these people don't want to come to Detroit. And you know what? Part of it has to deal with, yes, Tom Gores has gotten better as an owner. He will CTC. Yes, you have a surefire front office. Shout out Bomber. But ultimately, Cade Cunningham, the star power.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of these other stars absolutely glaze them. There are Krispy Kremes set up for Cade Cunningham all around the NBA. And that's because of the type of player he is, the type of leader he is. He's not selfish. He can go get his 30 while he's still, giving 11 and 12 assists per game. And other players around him, they look better. And so I'm not surprised at these reports at all, especially when you consider this. The Pistons are not married to anybody realistically right now other than Cade Cunningham.
Yes, sir.
So their cap space is funny. You got rid of Stu without really bringing anything back. I want to see what it does when you bring in an Isaiah Joe. But if they just really want to relinquish everybody, they can open up a whole boatload of cap space to do whatever they want to do around Cade, Asar, maybe Duren, and whoever else.
Do you think the Jalen Brown thing's...
How realistic is it? Because they get free.
There was a tweet this morning that did come out that said, hey, there's a team on the back burner right now, and they said it was the Pistons. That's like kind of in that mix of they're willing to do it if it comes to fruition.
Look, man, I already put out some text messages today, so I'm just waiting to hear back some stuff. It's interesting because some of these teams are teams that I know, like the Knicks, the Celtics, like in terms of Eastern Conference teams. Yeah. I've gotten opportunities to speak to, some of their people, some of their scouts who come to the Pistons games. And so to know that these teams have, at least in the past, talked, it just makes it interesting now that you hear some of these big-time players. You wonder if they're more comfortable with the teams that they have talked to in the past, with some of the teams that might have something to offer. But that's where I do know this. I've said this before this season. They've been interested in Beef Stew for a few years. Yeah. And so with him being traded now, I do wonder, does that lessen a likelihood of a deal between the Pistons and them? Or if you go with Jalen Brown, is that instantly a Jalen Brown for a Jalen Duren type of a thing, sign and trade?
That would be something.
That would be something. They don't have to because they can open up whatever they need and go over the cap space. Like, ideally, you want to be able to keep your core three like Trajan alluded to.
Yep.
And if you could add somebody like a Jalen Brown, I just don't think they have the assets to do so. But if you could,
Three-team trade?
Absolutely. 100%. You go pick. Shout out to Flannel Sam.
Yeah, shout out to him. And I believe it was DNC in the chat that said they can free up possibly another $35 million
That's what I'm saying.
if they really wanted to, and just start
stuff.
renouncing some rights and things of that nature. But in terms of names that maybe won't be here anymore, we were talking about it earlier with the Isaiah Joe thing. You kind of looking at guys like Karis LeVert, maybe Kevin Huerter not being back. In your opinion, what guys should we expect to maybe not be on the team going forward?
Well, the guys I'll say that definitely came into question for me now, not just after the Okori pick, but now after you see the Isaiah Joe pick, it is one Marcus Sasser, who I thought maybe he can be your off-ball three-point shooter off the bench. Yeah. Now that you brought in another guard, but you look at the qualifying offer that's coming up, you're looking at $5 million plus. He's going to cost you more than Danis Jenkins, who you have a team option on this year. So I believe that he's somebody who comes like swiftly into question in terms of, are you going to be here next year? Trajan Langdon, in terms of his guys he's brought in, well, he brought in Javonte Green and Paul Reed. I tend to believe that gives him a little bit of a leg up over some of the other guys. But him, Karis LeVert, he definitely comes squarely into focus.
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson is an interesting one for me.
We've debated about that.
That's an interesting one for me. Just because of the way his contract is structured, I'm not saying that you want to get rid of a Duncan Robinson, but in terms of if you had to make that move, I believe right now he might be your next best trade asset
Absolutely,
after Stu. So that's why I'm like, if you wanted to be able to facilitate something, the value of his overall contract, but the voidability of his contract, it makes him very, very enticing. He's basically an expiring deal by the time you get to the NBA trade deadline.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of players to me that I think they come clearly into focus. But in terms of just absolutely they're gone, I don't know. I just feel like Karis LeVert. I feel like that. I know that JB Bickerstaff
Damn, it's a
likes
wrap
him,
on Karis, man.
but
he looked like
don't
Tracy
know.
McGrady in that playoff game, man.
I just don't understand the
That was
fit.
a where were you moment.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
They lost that game, too.
And he went nuts, dude.
They lost that game.
He did everything he
You
could.
wasted a Karis LeVert playoff game.
Golly. But I just don't know where it fits anymore, man. And I think that he got that opportunity in the playoffs because nothing else was working.
Right.
Like even Danis Jenkins, when he finally started finding his rhythm in the playoffs, it was because nothing else was working. But now you're adding Okori, You're talking about adding another shooter to this thing. I think that limits a little bit of the effectiveness of a Karis of, like, I guess ISO Karis.
Right, ISO Karis. Nah, for sure. And I kind of wanted to get some information because I don't think we talked to you since the first round of the NBA draft. With the kid Ugonna, is there anything I don't know how to pronounce his name, so maybe you can help with that. But the kid, I know his first name.
I'm waiting for the phonetics card.
Right, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn should be his name. But can you just give us some insight as to maybe what to expect? Of course, he's a second round pick, so you're not expecting him to get big minutes on this Pistons team. But just from a skill set standpoint, maybe things you've seen and how you like the Pistons going out and acquiring him.
I actually like their scouts, their talent. You even look at a guy like a Tolu Smith. The Detroit Pistons have had really good success at having some of these high talent kind of specialist guys be able to come in and play a role. And so when they needed Tolu Smith to go in and get them 7.7 rebounds, he was able to do that. Who was expecting that? And so when I do see a pick like this, a guy who's going to have size, physicality, can play around the rim, can bring you some of the qualities you hope that Isaiah Stewart brought, but just with a little bit more size. So where he lacks in total instinct that Isaiah Stewart brought to the table, maybe his size and his impact around the rim with that can make up for those differences while he continues to learn. So I'm intrigued with it. They traded back into the second round to get him. And I get it, second round pick. How did Chaz Lanier work out? But this guy, I think that this guy is going to be –
He is different.
I mean, like 7 foot. They haven't had a 7-footer in God knows maybe ever.
I said, give me some size.
Maybe
I don't care how it had to happen.
They drafted Dikembe Mutombo. That's what they did.
You're right.
The league just fucked up.
Hey, this is our Bol Bol, man. We were looking for Bol Bol the whole time. Like,
where's Bol Bol right now?
Right.
What's he doing?
But yeah,
let's go to break. Bol Bol. We got to double up here. We got Massage Chair House, and then you got to also tell us about D-Max Grind Time event.
Yeah, first I'll tell you about Massage Chair House. If you're looking to take your relaxation to the next level, visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, featuring top brands like Infinity and Osaki. They are your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation. Let me also tell you about DMAC Grind Time. Thursday, July 2nd, Darren McCarty is bringing the grit back to Detroit. Woodward Sports is taking over the grand opening of Grind Time Pro Wrestling Academy at the historic Brewster Wheeler Recreation Center in Detroit. And the Woodward Heavyweights will be broadcasting live on site from 5 p.m. to 7. The open house runs from 5:30 to 7:30, giving you the perfect chance to tour the brand new school, sign up for classes, or lock in your gym membership. Then stick around right after for a free graduation wrestling show to see Grind Time's newest students put it all on the line. Don't miss out. Check out Grind Time Wrestling Academy on Thursday, July 2nd.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
All right, if you are looking for a career upgrade, check out Mortgage Pros, the #1 mortgage broker to work for in the entire state of Michigan. And we saw their incredible company culture at their annual block party. Braylon show was out there, and they truly love what they do, and it shows. With 4.9 stars on Google and over 4,000 reviews, their reputation, it speaks for itself. So make sure, if you're looking for a new job, give Mortgage Pros and Troy a call at 248-416-1361. It's Mortgage Pros. Let the pros handle it. And then let me tell you guys about the amazing place Black Rock Bar and Grill. They usually know them for their ultimate dinner sizzle and the Black Rock in front of you with the steaks, but they're bringing the same heat to all of your guys this morning. They have the new Black Rock brunch, and they're serving it up. Fresh menu stacked with mouth-watering twists and all of your favorite breakfast foods. Check it out, the Heartland location daily from 7 to 11 a.m. and also Novi Friday to Sunday from 9 to noon on weekends. Ditch the boring breakfast. Come taste the new standard for breakfast. Black Rock Brunch, now daily in Heartland and on weekends in Novi. Go check them out. Go get some breakfast at Black Rock, baby.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. We got mailbag. Drop those questions. Bart, shout out Bart from Sterling Heights. He says, mailbag, Pistons added a backup for Cade, a sharpshooter, and a big that can defend the paint. Well, that's a statement, Bart, not a question.
Great mailbag question, Bart. We love that.
But you are right. You are right. They added a backup for Cade in Ibuka, hopefully, and a sharpshooter in Isaiah Joe, and a big that can defend the paint in Uganda. That's what happened.
You're going to learn today.
That's what he's doing.
Not today.
Wagging that finger. Telling you, watch out. Watch out. Let's see. If you guys have any, get to them.
I like this one right here from Mr. Pierce. Shout out Mr. Pierce. He said, if Ron is on the team still, I need him like Asar to at least develop a mid-range game.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always had this thing with some NBA players. I just don't know, if you can just add a shot. I've always had that. Like Jalen, maybe I don't know if Ron's ever going to get one where you're like, yep, that's a solid jumper.
And I believe the Pistons still have Fred Vinson on the team. He's one of the best shooting coaches.
He hasn't been able to do anything.
Well,
it's come on.
I think, look, I was a huge Fred Vinson guy when he came in.
All
Obviously, look
We
at
all
Lonzo
fell
Ball.
for it.
He fixed Lonzo Ball.
Right.
He helped out guys like Herb Jones and Trey Murphy there in New Orleans, but we just haven't. Honestly, has anybody taken a step on their three-point game yet?
No.
No.
That's where the issue comes into play a little bit. And I don't know if Ron Holland, I think sometimes you can just see a jump shot and you're like,
yeah.
Ivy's
Some
the
guys
only guy,
are what they are.
by the way.
yeah. And you're not
It's
really
unfortunate.
changing it. Here, Love is Real mailbag. Would you guys like to go after Rui or Simons? Anthony, I'm guessing, in free agency?
Anthony Simons, I don't think you need another guard right now.
No.
And, I don't hate Rui. He has some positives to his
He can
game.
shoot. He can shoot
Yeah,
the
he
three
can
ball.
shoot. He's too inconsistent for me.
Will I Am, who is left in free agency that the Pistons can get? Everyone. Their free agency opens Tuesday.
Yep.
So everyone's available.
And we'll talk about those more next week. We'll get into the deep dive and different players we'll bring to the table. So don't worry, we'll get to that as well. Zach Selt mailbag. Do you change your name to Crunchy Time? No.
No, we will not.
We will not under any
Or
circumstances.
Crunchyroll.
Or Crunchyroll.
Which is an anime site. Shout out.
What if
Shout
we
out
change
Crunchyroll.
it? If we can negotiate a little bit, but if we change it to Crunchy Time, Big D Energy has to change to Little D Energy.
Wow.
That's a fair offer.
That feels fair. We can negotiate a little bit. We can get a contract on the
Neil
table.
Rule, your response. Let us know. When you give me my coffee that Caleb
response.
wants your ass to get.
We want the coffee.
I want that coffee, Neil.
It's crazy. Big D owes us coffee.
We'll lure you into the studio.
Caleb
Don't
got
think we won't.
Hey, Caleb, you got revenge for that ass whooping that Neil and Bomber delivered.
By the way, rematch Monday. It's happening.
Yeah, boy, the rematch.
So
happening.
I'm not going to run from that either. We lost.
Yeah.
But Caleb got him back.
Hey, Aaron's in the mailbag said, sorry if you guys talked about it already, but have you guys discussed Mitchell Robinson as an option if we trade Duren?
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, if the possibility of Jalen Duren, of him getting traded, is really on the table, Trajan Langdon, he's doing his homework. There are guys available, center free agents that are available. Yeah, he's not going to be the caliber player that Jalen Duren is, but you're getting a really good player back potentially for Jalen Duren. So Trajan's doing his homework.
Hey, Deuce said Lethal Shooter called out Asar and Ahmed.
Lethal Shooter.
Yeah, he did. After the playoffs,
they need to
he did.
understand it, Lethal Shooter. Please, they need to understand it.
Lethal
now.
Shooter can fix literally anyone.
Lethal Shooter.
Allegedly, I'm just
He's
saying.
like jump shot Jesus.
I mean,
man.
you gotta pull out all the stops, bro.
You see Rasheed getting right?
Yeah.
I
true.
mean,
it's annoying because Asar's form is like, all right, bro, you could shoot if you really wanted to. Like,
he knocks
I think the same with
here
Ron,
and there.
too. Ron's jumper doesn't look bad.
Nah, I think Asar, his form is a little better than Ron's, but it's just like, come on, man.
Hey, I don't know
It's not
about Ron.
efficient at all.
I don't know about Ron.
Ron's jumper looks fine. He's just not making them.
It's not bad. Yeah, but I don't know what. Like, listen, I'm not a shooting coach. Like, what would you? I don't know what Letha would have to do to that man to get him right, but.
They need to understand it, man.
Stefan or Steven, mailbag, what do you think our depth chart looks like as it stands with who starts and who comes off the bench?
You're talking about the Pistons? I'm not honestly.
Stands is tough.
I'm going to say this.
Done yet.
I don't even think we should have that conversation.
Yeah,
because it's so far from being done.
This team could look completely different.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid back there said way too early. It is so early on, and there's so much
Ugana at
movement.
center. No,
Can I will say this. I will say this, like, look, if Duncan Robinson's still going to be on the team, and again, the offseason basically hasn't even started yet, so it's hard to have these conversations, but if the conversation is starting either Isaiah Joe and Duncan Robinson, you're probably starting Duncan, because you could have Duncan on the floor with good defenders like Cade and Asar, or Isaiah Joe can come off the bench, and he's obviously a better defender than Duncan, but you want Duncan surrounded by good defenders.
Yes.
As it stands, Ugana backup center.
Yeah.
Yes. If you want to get to it, we'll get to it. He's your backup center.
They trade Duren, though, anything's possible. I'm just saying.
Paul Reed, move aside.
Right.
Move aside, man.
He ain't 7 foot, man. I love B-ball Paul. He not 7 foot, dog.
He battles, though.
Yeah, he does, man.
He really does battle, bro. I love that. Yeah, shout out to him, bro. He really does battle. Dave says Norman Powell's still out there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I know they have interest in him. The Mitchell Robinson stuff, I did want to comment on that. Like, I think if we look back over the last maybe decade, I don't think I've ever seen a worse free throw shooter than Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, he's so bad.
It's pretty bad.
Is that like it's to a point where it's kind of impressive. Like, he might be the worst free throw shooter I have ever witnessed.
And that's
since maybe Shaq.
That's a thing that can set you back in the playoffs. Hack a Mitch and shit. You don't want that kind of.
That form. I mean, jump shot Jesus. Luther
Shooter. Yeah, they did it in New York when in the finals. I think it happened a couple times.
They couldn't fix it.
Stepped on the floor. They fouled him.
That
right
thing
away.
is dead.
Yeah.
That thing is dead.
And I don't know about him being your starter for a season because the injury issues and stuff like that. So, I think I'm good on Mitchell Robinson. If he was a backup all day. If he's your backup center all day long.
Yeah. We'll get out of here. We appreciate you guys. Hey, great show today.
Yeah.
Good show. Fellas, man, the crew.
Shout out Isaiah Joe.
Through. Shout out to my guy, Kool-Aid. Does great work. I'm telling you guys, busy offseason for the Pistons. Detroit Kool-Aid, Brandon, that's your guy, man. That's your guy. He joins us as much as we can get him on. He's a busy guy, man. He's moving up in life. Okay? He is. He's making some massive moves. And you guys need to follow that. Also, on top of that, we'll be back Monday. Because it's a big week. It's free agency week. So we're going to be covering it all here on Crunch Time. Hit the like button before you go. I know someone mentioned the Coney Dog stuff.
Did we get? Are we there?
We blew that out the water.
Yeah. It's Coney time.
I'm asking you guys.
We'll do Monday.
Monday Coney
We'll do
Dog.
it Monday.
We'll do it Monday.
Monday during the mailbag, or during maybe your segment.
We'll do it Monday.
We'll do like those two segments.
Damn, so free coffees and Coney Day?
Yeah.
Because we're at 172 likes.
Y'all stomachs is cooked.
Hey, hit that like button. Let's get to 200.
Y'all stomachs cooked on Monday, boy. Yeah.
We'll get out of here. Jeff Freddy Booner, KG, Caleb Zarnick, Detroit Kool-Aid, Crunch Time. See you Monday.
Peace.
Love you guys.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.